Well, good morning, good morning. It's me. It's the one and only Cup of JoJo in the morning. Hey, what's going on? Papa JoJo here. Uh, well, what are we going to do today? First of all, I'm going to take this nice sip of Cup of Joe in the morning. You know why? Because I haven't had my Cup of Joe this morning because I wait till Cup of JoJo time. It's nothing like a good cup of JoJo in the morning to spark you up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, it's that time. And today we are going to talk about gardening, plants, and hoping to keep them alive. Kind of laughing out loud because I'm not an expert, but we had one of our followers and a dear friend of ours ask us to go ahead and talk about this. Me personally, I've learned a lot from my mom and dad growing up. My mom, of course, planted her favorite, which were roses. And, of course, other plants around the house. She had ivies, she had all types of plants. Her aloe vera was always one of the most popular because having kids around who were always outside, it was great for sunburn. It was great for so many things. Mom was an old school. Don't get me wrong. We went to the doctor all the time because we were kids. We got hurt, but most of all was scrapes and bruises. Mom took care of us. We had a lot of different plants that there was things that the plants did for us, and Mom took care of us. And many other plants, she took care of. She did that along with. I don't know if a lot of y'all even know this, but spider webs. When we had a big cut, blood was, the blood she would get spider webs, grab as many spider webs as she can. My mom wasn't afraid of anything. Nothing scared her. She would grab spider webs, just grab as much spider webs as she could. She was hard to find because she kept the house so clean, but she would go outside, find whatever, and she'd grab a bunch of them and just put it on the wound. And the spider web was like a gauze, and it would just stop the bleeding. It would just stop from, yeah. Fun fact that a lot of people don't know: spider webs are it's very strong. Try to try to throw water at it. I mean, you get a water hose and webs are strong. I mean, doesn't matter what spider it is, a small, big, whatever. But my mom would actually pop the spider out of there, grab the web, and just get it and just put it on the cut so the blood would stop. She'd wipe it down, wipe the blood down with the napkin or whatever, with a towel, whatever. And then she'd put that web on it, and it would stop the blood. Yeah, it's weird, right? Anyway, but getting back to plants, we talked a little about it at the end yesterday, and plants are sensitive. It's photosensitive, photosynthesis. We learned that in biology. Well, at least I did. Plants need water. Of course, they need sunlight. They need all that good stuff. We need to. You plants are. It's hard because you can't overwater them and you can't underwater them. There's little things that you need to do. Okay, Meaning something in the morning. Sorry. Ah, I normally eat them before, but I had to take my medications, and I gotta have something in my stomach. Anyway, plants are good for so many things that we don't think about it, but planting them and helping them grow is it's tough. You know the old saying, "You don't have a green thumb. How you gonna grow plants?" It's not so much that you have they need attention. They're like kids. I think that's my belief. I think we need to treat it as so. Um, a lot of people like to buy the plastic plants because even that needs to be. Uh, how does one say? Even that those need to be taken care of. They get dust on them. They don't start. They don't look too well after they get so much dust on it. Uh, People just leave them alone, thinking that it's okay. But you gotta dust them off. You gotta spray and clean them off. And if you don't do that, they look nasty. They just don't look right. But I mean, you buy small plants, and people think that they're gonna look so pretty. They do. They look beautiful. They're beautiful. But sometimes you're watering them, and the roots grow, and they got to go somewhere. I don't know if you ever had a plant. The root starts growing from. They go out. A lot of times you put them by the sink, by your dishwasher, your sink. Well, it's looking for water, so they, you know, dump water on by the sink. So kind of going that way. Um, No, you keep it clean. It doesn't matter. They sense that water around there. I mean, it's a living organism, so they're gonna go there. So you gotta they're gonna look for it. It's nature. I mean, that's what they do. My dad used to grow uh, peppers, green peppers, red peppers, but he used to grow like jalapenos, chile, chile petin, the little bitty ones, the hot peppers. Then he used to mix them together. He used to mix the seeds and make cross cross seeds together and hybrid peppers. Chile. He used to make that type of stuff. Then he used to make hot sauce with it. Oh man, people used to tell him he should sell it, but my dad was like, "No, I'm not. If you want some, here you go." We lived in a small town in Texas, not far away from Corpus Christi, and people would come around the surrounding areas just to buy some of the mason jars of chile, and he would make it. He would mix it, and he would make it. He'd add his little things to it. His little ingredients and all that good stuff. And that's some hot stuff, man. He, my dad would hook. My dad would hook it up. Sorry about that, but I just want to finish these off. Anyways, ah, sorry about that, but just wanted to finish them off. But My dad had a garden. He had different things, but he had his corn, had his peppers, had different things in there, and his okra. Uh, can't remember everything he had. It's kind of other than the military, so it's kind of hard to remember everything. But he had quite a few things in there. But I do remember he had tomatoes. He had his tomatoes. Yeah, I can't forget his tomatoes because I was part of his process of his ingredients to make his chile. So he'd make those tomatoes, and he had the little things that he'd pop in, and he'd the tomatoes would grow up. Tomato plant would grow up high, and then he'd take the tomato plant and he'd make sure it was straight. So he had these little I don't know, they were actually little he'd go to the store. Well, he went to the store and then he made them, but they're little like cinders, but they were all wires, and he'd put it on the tomato plant so the tomato plant would stay straight. That way, when the tomato would grow, it wouldn't droop. The plant wouldn't droop down. So he had the tomato straight up, and the tomato would just hang in there. Beautiful tomatoes. I mean, oh my God, you see them grow little bitty things and then it just flourish. Grew watermelons one time too. That's pretty cool. See the small watermelon, seedless watermelon, he'd grow like that. And he'd go in there and he knew all about this because he used to work in the fields when they were growing up. So he knew a lot about that. He'd water it, and he wouldn't overwater it. I think that's how I understood about watering plants and watering different things because I would watch him uh, do that. This was even when I was young too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I knew a lot of it when I was in the military. When I got out of the military too. Uh, Guten Tag. Uh, how you doing, Red? But it was great because my dad and my mom was with the roses and all the other plants and everything. My dad was with the garden, and and by no means am I an expert at growing plants or anything like that. Hey, good morning. I'm doing okay, Red. How about you? You doing all right today, Miss Pinky? Pinky Duscadero from Greece. But anyway, I'm doing good. Last night I was thinking about all these things that you had me thinking, which is good. You had me thinking about all the stuff my dad and my mom used to plant uh, and stuff like that. Super productive. Got the dishes clean, Atlas taken care of, and cleaned the vacuum filter. Got to get some work in before I go to dump and get groceries. Oh, I got you. Damn, girl. You do more before 8 a.m. than most people do all day long. You are a champ. I remember that was our motto. Well, some of us in the military, we did more before 0500 or 0600 before most people do all day long. But the only thing I am actively avoiding is the laundry. Who doesn't? Who does not avoid doing laundry? Everybody, even we in the military. God, oh my God, I avoid it. I think I would actually buy extra uniforms and extra everything, socks and everything, uh, the unmentionables and all that other stuff, just so I wouldn't have to do it because oh God, I hated it. But on Sundays, that was my day of laundry. Uh, and guys would say, "Dang, Reese." I said, "Yeah, I know. There are 3 loads on the bed to put away and in the wash." And, yeah, sounds like my babe. And there, I understand. And it's not that it's hard. I understand that it's just time consuming, and it takes a lot of your time, and I understand that because, oh man, I know that it sounds easy, and it's not easy, but I know it sounds easy to. Well, what's the big deal? Not until you one does it that you're like, oh my god, this is so. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's just so tedious. It's like, oh, here I go. You got to put the whites. You got to make sure you don't have a red, or you don't have anything mixed up that's gonna bleed or anything. Let's bleed through his nighttime diaper, and all the sheets had to be washed. I'm not sure which ones got wet since. Oh, I remember Itza used to go through that. So it was like just throw everything in there, just to make sure, you know. Oh yeah, we went through that. Believe me. And poor Mijo, he used to be like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Hey, don't worry about it, dude. Shh, let it go. You're still learning. Yeah, it takes forever, so it's time consuming. Yeah, I know, I understand. But hey, mom's got to do what a mom's got to do. And I used to try to help Itza, but Itza had her, she had her, how we say it? She had her little, I guess, her little, I don't know how do you say it. She had her little thing of how she did it. Uh, you know, yeah, they can't help it. I know Christian used to go through that, and when he was a baby, he was a kid. He was 2, 3 years old, and it was like, it's okay, man. Don't worry about it. Let it go. You don't scold them. You don't tell. You just tell them it's all right. We're working on it. It'll get better. That's how you mother. That's how you father. That's just part of life, and that's the good way of being a parent. That's the way of being a parent. That's life. That's how we do it. God, I wish there was more compassion in this world. And I know we get upset about things that I sometimes turn around and I tell each I get mad at things that in the world that I have no control over. There's things that people and that we have no control over. But what can we do? There's nothing we can do about it. I mean, but life is life, and such is life, and we can do whatever. And as long as my family, your family, is okay, then we're all right. Our bodies have to physically mature enough to hold our bladder at that age. Yeah, and I think we have to. And I think as parents we have to understand that, and I think you know we have to look at ourselves and say, hey, we were at that age too. We don't remember that age. I wish we did sometimes, so that way we can relate to that time, so that we can relate to our kids. I don't know. It's just I sometimes feel like maybe I don't know. Maybe I should have been a counselor. I don't know. Maybe I should go to school. Maybe I should have gone to school for that. But I'm not saying I would have been perfect for it. I'm just saying that sometimes I don't know. It's just something that I want to that I think about. It's just a waiting game, and I have multiple large waterproof pads, so that's no big deal. Exactly. I mean, but I don't know. It's just frustrating talking to trying to talk to other people about it, and making the world, trying to make the world better one day at a time is so frustrating nowadays. Everyone has fresh bedding within 10 minutes. There you go. There you go. See, and it's time. Everything is time. We have time. Well, we have to wait. We have to make time for everything. Doesn't matter. We have to make the time. And I think if we patience is a virtue. I think we hear that all the time, but we just don't have it. Human nature. I don't think we have patience. I don't think we care to have patience. It's a scary thought. It's like me. I mean, by this time, I was talking to Itza yesterday, last night, before we went to bed, and I told her, which today's Friday morning, I told her last night. I said, "Wow, by this time next week, I should be home a day after my surgery. I should be home already, you know." And then we got real. I mean, she got real nervous, and it's hard to say and tell her everything. It's not hard. It's easy to say everything's gonna be okay, but like you said, I was thinking about what you said. Everyone has fresh bedding within 10 minutes. Not be not. I know it may seem like off the wall, but I started thinking about uh, you know being fresh about it because I started thinking, wow, you know, just thinking about making time, and then I thought about the time because by next week, so much time is going to go by. At least we think it does. By the time we know it, it's going to be already. Today's Friday, and then it's going to be Monday. I go to my our orthopedic doctor, pick up paperwork, go to the hospital, and then I go and do my I my pre I see I can't even think, but anyway, I go in there, go to the hospital, uh, and I start thinking about going into there, and then I started anyway. But we started talking about that, and I said, man, by this time I should be home. And well, I started joking with her. I said, I need a bell, because I'll be home. She goes, a bell? What do you need a bell for? So every time I need something, I just ding, ding, ding. I ring the bell. Then you need to get me something. She goes, you have asked me for a bell ever since you got back surgery in 2017. I did not get you a bell then, and I'm not going to get you a bell now. I said, okay, I'll just yell for you when I need something. And we started laughing. So well, hey, come on, Red. I gotta try, man. Come on, come on. I just want a bell. You rang. I just want to hear her say, "You rang." But I tried. Uh, I will send you a bell. Oh, I love you, Pinky. Love you, Red. Love you, love you, love you. Well, she will be like, why? Because she loves me. So get over it, girl. Get over it, woman. It's Red. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's Red. Come on. She sent the bell. Why do you probably send the bell with no little thing on it, so that way nothing will happen. I know you, Red. I know how you are. It'd be so funny. Oh, Red. How many did you send, Red? What'd you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Oh, Red. Come on now. You didn't have to do that. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you, Red. It's just so funny because I always told Ethan, yeah. Oh. Speak of the. Good morning, babe. Hello. Good morning. Oh, those are just emojis. Okay, well, I don't know. You need to let me know something. Anyway, I was just talking to Red. She's gonna send me a bell. So you're doomed. Give me a hotel bell, please. Ding, 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 ding. Oh man, she will go crazy. Nah, I'm just kidding, Red. I got me one of them church bells. Send me a church bell. Bong. Put it inside the room. That way she can check it out. She'll be all mad. No, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, send me a church bell with the rope. My knee hurts, but not my arms. My arms I already had surgery on my shoulder, so I can pull the bell. I can pull the rope. So you know how that goes. Anyway, but uh, okay. So I was talking about my dad and my mom. My mom loved her roses. My dad didn't touch the roses. And placed in the house so I can broadcast being a now, now Atlas has learned how to use. Oh my God! He just plays fart sounds through. Oh Lord have mercy! Oh my God! You have created a monster, Red. Well, I can't say nothing because Christian is just like Itza, a real pain. Even though I love him so much, he's a little smart aleck just like Itza. Oh my God! Well, there you go. There you go. So I can tell Itza, you want to have a kid. So now you have two of us. Yeah, I knew what you were saying, Alexa. Yeah, I told Itza, there you go. You want to have, you want to have a kid. There you go. Now you have two of us. But you know what? Wouldn't change it for the world. That boy is so much like her, and then he's so much like me. He has so much of both of us together. It's just not even. It's not even funny, man. It's just, oh my God. Uh, it's just so cool, you know. It's just amazing. But anyway, I forgot to say today is 2022 April 20, 2022. I can't believe it's Friday. Another work week. For some people, it's another work week done. For others, the work week continues because some of us have to keep on working, as always. Some of us uh, are still trying to get some work to keep working, and I hope that you find the career that you're looking for. I hope that you're working hard to get that career. Uh, I am still working on finding more. Not so much the information, but and I'm not looking for the right time to launch the new business that I'm thinking about. I'm just waiting for my surgery to get over, go through therapy, get my leg uh, to get better, so I can kick off uh, the new business that I want to. Did you see what I did there? Anyway, that's Papa Jojo making jokes. You know how it is. But uh, if you're looking for a career, if you're looking for a new career to begin uh, to kick off, I mean, I hope you. I wish you well. Sending good vibes to you. I hope you find the career that you deserve and that you're looking for. I know it's hard out there. It's not easy. But anyway, uh-oh, there you go. There we go. We got millions of dollars coming in right now through Pinky Tuscadero here. She just finished her movie Grease, so that's good. Thank you, Pinky. I appreciate that. Hey, how you doing? What's going on here? Hey, everybody's sending money to you here. Hey, Pizza Marie. Papa Jojo getting money over here. How about a date now? What's going on? Oh my God, look at that. 30. Man, I'm telling you. $30 million. Awesome. Hey, I got a little bit of a my asthma. I had to take my wonderful inhaler this morning. My asthma's been acting up. Uh, I got that. I went outside, threw some trash out, and I tell you, the wind. Yeah, this wind here is terrible. But hey, Red, thank you. Appreciate it as always. You are the bomb. I'm telling you. I don't. And I hope I teach you something today about, you know, gardening and plants, and hoping to keep them alive, because I'm not an expert, but I was talking about how my dad used to grow tomatoes and uh, peppers, green peppers, red peppers. He used to grow okra. He used to grow chili patin. I'm talking about jalapenos. I'm talking about chili serranos. He used to grow all kinds of hot peppers, chile, red chile. The chile patin is the little round ones, the little small, little bitty ball, hot chile. He used to grow all this stuff in his garden, right? Plus, he used to grow his tomatoes and different types of fruits and vegetables. Uh, 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 my mom kills everything, so she taught me how to destroy plants. Oh, okay. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Work with me. We're gonna work together here. All right. All right. First of all, we're not. We're gonna try to take that. We're gonna try to get you a green thumb. Okay. You're not gonna color it. You're not gonna do anything. We're gonna talk about how my dad used to do it, how my mom used to do it. It's nothing. It's nothing professional here. Longest those lasted was 1 year. Okay, well, and sometimes my dad, when my dad had, okay, this is my dad. This is what my dad used to tell me. He had, we had a pretty good, not a huge backyard. Well, no, we did have a huge backyard, but he didn't use like a huge part of it. But he had two sections. They had this like that made it almost until the cat and Atlas tag team and destroyed it. Okay, now that, yeah, that'll happen. He did have he did make a little bit of, he did make a fence around it, not a big time fence, but he took the uh some like wire fence and just put it around there, and he took like the old uh hey, good afternoon. Well, good morning over here. Good afternoon over there. Quick, how you doing today? Quick, Lewis. I hope you're doing having a good afternoon. I'm having a great morning over here with Cup of JoJo. That's me. Good to see you here. Grab your favorite beverage. I took my cup of JoJo, and welcome to the stream. We're talking about gardening and plants. I had I had one of our followers ask me to talk about that. Uh, I'm not an expert, but I'm just telling her how my mom and dad taught me. But my dad had two sections. Okay, he had like maybe I don't know, maybe like I say probably, I want to say, let me see, maybe like 10 yards. Okay, if you can imagine a football field. Hey, thanks. I'm working hard at my new job, learning all I can. And hey, that's good, man. I think we were talking about having getting people with new careers. I wish them well. I think having a new career is important, and it's not easy, man. I understand that. I think the new career uh, uh, is one of those things that you have to have patience, and you have to be a type of person that really wants to learn. So, congratulations on your new career, starting your new career. I hope that you prosper and hey man, you hit it running, because that's the only way you're going to learn and go for it. So don't, you know, don't hold back. Go for it. They make it, as Rocky would say, hey, yeah, how you doing? Go for it. You got to go all the way. You can't just stop right there. Just go do what you got to do. Thanks. Yeah, it's working in conversation, but I've got a mountain of learning to do. Everyone has been great so far. Hey, that's good. And I think the hardest part is I knew when I first started a new job. I think the hardest part was just being the new kid on the block, so to speak. Like, oh man, I'm new. What? Hey, just be yourself. Always be yourself. Don't be somebody else that you're not. And just, hey, how you doing? Good morning. How's it going? And if you don't know something, ask the question. Don't go in there acting like you know everything, because there's always new things to learn. So I wish you well, good luck, and I think that if you are yourself and you're true to yourself, and you're true to your new career and your new job, however you want to say it, I think you're gonna prosper in it, man. I really believe that. I used to tell my soldiers that all the time when I was in the military. You got to be true to yourself if you want to rank up. Don't lie to yourself. Just be honest with yourself. So, appreciate that's good advice. I've been doing 1-2-1 with my colleagues this week, and it's been super enlightening. It's the way to do it, man. I mean, you can't you can't be doing somebody else if you're not yourself. You have to be yourself. You can't be somebody else. So I just say to you, quick loans, a quick Lewis, you got to be who you are, and don't let anybody stop you, man. I know that if you are confident, and you don't, like I said, some people are gonna look at you and say, being confident, that you're cocky." No, because they used to think of me, "Why, man? You're just a cocky dude." No, I'm just confident. I may not know everything, but I'm trying to learn the the aspects of and what's going on in what I do, because I want to get better at what I in my position. And if I can help you out, then I think we're all gonna get better at it. So I think that 1-2-1 is good for everybody if they're willing to all work together. And like I said, and I don't tell people this is the way you do it. It's just some advice, cafeteria style. Everybody understands. Well, not everybody. I learned cafeteria style. You throw things all together, and then you grab stuff and you put it into your typical way of working, and then you tweak it the way you think is right for you. Uh, you know, and then you work it from there. I used to tell them, not only that, I used to be a sales manager for outside sales, so I understand how different ways works for different people. So my ways are not always perfect for somebody else, because we all have different personalities. So you got to work it in different ways. So, you know, I think we all have different types of and different styles, but I think they're all good if they're going toward the same goal that everybody else in the business is going for. I think that's the main key. If we're all going for the same goal, everybody has a different way of getting there. It's kind of my role, listening to everyone and learning how they work to help them work together better. Bingo, baby. You're gonna be good, man. You're gonna do what they're. You're gonna be good. I think you're gonna. They're called Red Pine Stream, because don't forget to follow my channel. Oh, okay. Sorry. Red Pine Cone Ginger. I think that people natural shampoo. I think people forget that sometimes when you work together, you get more accomplished than you do when you just work by yourself. And don't get me wrong, when I was younger, I thought, "Oh man, I can do all this by myself. I'm a badass dude. I can do it." But I learned in the younger, later on that when you work together, you get things done faster. So you know, you just got to work harder, and they don't have to work harder. You got to work smarter, and sometimes working in a group or working together makes things faster. So hey, I wish you luck, and I hope everything works out for you. Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Quick Lewis. Have a good one, man. And thanks for the follow. You take care of yourself. And good luck to you in your new in your new career. Take care of yourself. Have a good one. Anyway, so let's see. So, Red, what plants are you? Well, so I was saying, okay, different ways. My dad had two plots, two good size. I don't want to say fields because they weren't so big. They were probably like 10 yards, like two first downs. I would say two first downs that way and two first downs this way. They were 10 yards, maybe 15 yards and 15 yards. That's how he did it. But he had one here and he had one over there. And I asked him, I said, why do you have two of them? He goes, because I rotate every year. Whatever I plant here, I plant over there. And whatever I plant over there, I plant over here. And I said, why? Because that way the soil doesn't get used to planting the same crops or the same vegetables, the same thing that I plant every single year. And then I dig up the the uh, the dirt, and he didn't have anything. He just had a little tiller that he would take out, and he would dig it up, and he would do that. But he had little things that he did, right? I said, what about the bugs? What about, well, check this out. For some bugs, he would take baking soda, hear me out, saw a shampoo plant, and I have been dedicated to farming since. I need them. Okay, I saw a shampoo plant. All right, what does this shampoo plant do? What is I don't. I have been dedicated to farming since. Okay, a shampoo plant. So you've been dedicated. Okay, so you wanna. Sorry, my replies are here and there. Got to chuck kiddo on the bed. No, no, no. I understand. And again until I can't. No, no, no. On the bed again and again until I can't. I got you. Hey, girl, you do what you got to do. But check this out. My dad used to take when he would plant whatever he planted. It's natural shampoo. You can squeeze it and get like the natural soap that makes a wonderful shampoo. Okay, okay, all right. I got you now, and it's a plant, obviously. Okay, now this is what my dad used to do to his plants, and my mom used to do it to the roses too, because you know how some bugs like to eat them as they grow and stuff like that. She used to take baking soda or coffee grounds, and around when she planted it with the soils, they used to buy soil. Uh, Google red pine cone shampoo ginger. and you can see all the neat videos about. Oh, okay, all right. Itza, did you get that? Let me write that, because if not, I will fight. Red pine cone shampoo. I'm writing it down. Okay, I got you. I wrote it down. I wrote it down. Okay, so anyway, what my dad would do, even I don't, almost every plant he would do this. Well, obviously every plant. Okay, cool. He would take baking soda, or he would take uh, uh, coffee grounds, and he would every time he planted it, and he'd plant it, and around the plant after he dug up the soil nice and fresh, he'd put potting soil, everything like the soil that you buy, mix it in with the dirt, and then he'd water it, and he wouldn't, he'd water it nice and watered, and my mom would do the same thing, and then they'd put coffee grounds around it, and that was for he said that was for like if there was a lot of snails, and the snails wouldn't go to the plants. They wouldn't get on top of the leaves, right? And then he would put baking soda around the whole thing, and then he'd put baking soda in the middle of his little garden thing. And I said, "What do you put that for?" He goes, "That was for the bugs. Bugs do not like the baking soda. Why? I don't know. I never asked. I should have asked, but I never. It worked. He always had good tomatoes. He always had good peppers. And he would mix pepper seeds together and make a weird, odd, hot pepper. I mean, I'm talking chile pepper that was hot. And then he'd make his concoction of chile, and he'd grind it, and he'd had his own little what you call it, one we have the ninja, but he'd get it in there and he'd grind it up, and man, people would come from the surrounding towns, and they would buy his hot sauce. I mean, there wasn't any such thing as mild, medium, hot. This thing was just like fire. It was lighted. That damn thing, you could pour drops on your food, and it burned your tongue. My mom would put that stuff on what they call the tamales. They call them borrachos, which means a drunk, but it's a borracho because they put chile in a tamale, in a tamale, and they put pepper like chile, and when you bite into it, as soon as you bit into it, that thing would just burn your mouth. And my mom would make the hot ones. My mother-in-law makes them too, and oh my God, that stuff. That's about the only time I eat something hot. Is when my mother-in-law makes that. And when my mom used to make it, I used to eat it a lot. But now I don't eat a lot of hot stuff because I can't. My stomach can't take it anymore because of all my acid reflux. And I think that's where I got all that stuff from. When I was younger, I used to eat chile all the time, and we ate chile. Everybody ate. My family ate chile. Everybody. We all ate chile. We ate chile for breakfast, lunch, dinner, anything. I mean, you name it. We ate jalapenos. The jalapenos like that. We ate a sandwich, and we'd take a half a bite of one while we were eating the sandwich. I mean, whatever. It didn't matter. Uh, we had chile on, and then my dad would get the chile petines, the little, like I told you, the little bitty balls of chile, leave them outside in the barbecue pit. Just close the barbecue pit, put them in a pan, let them dry up, and then he'd bring them in, crush them, and he'd put them in a little container, like a salt container, like like you're pouring salt, and then he'd have to mark it, and he'd put chile patin on the thing, so that way if you got it, and all you had to do was pour a little bit on your eggs or on your food, and I mean that stuff was hot, but it was all powder. It was powdered chile, and people would buy that left and right from him. And they would tell him, "Why don't you just go into?" He goes, "I ain't got time for that." My dad was retired after 40 years working in the oil field, so but that was just some of the little things that he did, and he put he made a scarecrow. He actually made a scarecrow, put it in the middle of the thing to scare the birds off. Yeah, and that's how. And then I asked my mom, "How do you water? How do you do the roses? The roses come out beautiful. I mean, they did. She had roses that were, just gorgeous." And the way she did that was the same way. She put the stuff on the coffee grounds around it, and the roses would bloom, and she would water it like she would water them like once every week and a half, and then she would go out there, and I tell her, I said, why do they come out so beautiful? She'd take uh she'd make a hole on the side of each rose, on the side of each rose bush. Rose bushes are so big, and and then they grow so much, and then they sprout out, right? But she'd make a hole on the side of each of them on the ground. She'd dig a hole, about, I don't know, I say about 3-4 inches, just go straight down, and then go to the side of it, and then she'd take the hose and just put water into the hose. But she'd make the hose straight, and then toward the roses, and then she'd pour water into those holes. I said, "What is that about?" She goes, "So that way the water can go straight to the roots of the water of the roses." I go, "Do you do that to all of them?" She goes, "Yeah, I dig holes to all of them." I'm like, okay. So what my dad did, he took PVC pipe about 5 inches, and he took a PVC pipe about like that and made an L, took an elbow, made the L shape go toward that, so that way my mom didn't have to dig the holes. So that way she already had the L shape like that, and the L shape went straight to the roots. So every week or every other week, about a week and a half, she would just go in there, and she would just fill up that, and then she'd fill it up. She'd do it until the water would drain, and she'd do it until the water would just fill up into those things, and the water would stay like that. And I assume that would, uh she would, the water would get into the ground, and then I assumed that what happened was that when that elbow got 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 full of water, she just stopped, and then during the week, the roots would take the water off the elbow. And I saw that firsthand. And he did that to all her roses, and all on the side of the house. And each I saw the side of the house the way it was. It was long. It was all the way around, and she had the damn roses everywhere. On Christmas, girl, she would take the poinsettias that we gave her. She loved poinsettias. We would give her those, and she would plant them outside, and people would freak out that those things would live. She'd take them out of the pot, and she'd plant them, and I don't know how she did it, but those darn things would live outside. And I was like, she had a few of them inside the house, but she put them outside, and those things would live. They would grow. I mean, they would stay alive for quite a few months. And I was like, how, Mom? She goes, because you got to just take care of them. But my mom had, if somebody had a green thumb, my mom and dad had green thumbs. I called them part Grinch because they were green, both of them. And my dad would just laugh. And they were, and they love Christmas. And I just joked with them. I said, y'all got to be part Grinch. Your thumb is part Grinch because y'all have green thumbs. And he would just love. He just laugh. But he did that to all his thing. I mean, he'd take his time. He was retired. He'd take his time. He'd take his sweet time. But I love the idea that, and I always told Nita, maybe I ought to do a garden, but that's a lot. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, I always think about buying plants, but I don't know. Too much in the, I love fishing. I love cooking. Uh, I really need to start looking at I love watching cooking shows. I love watching people cook so I can get ideas. But as Itza knows, I'm a type of person that I watch you cook something, but then I like to add different things to it. I really do. I add different things to do that. And thank you, Red. That's really smart. And I'm glad you like that idea. It's just like I said. I started thinking last night. What did my mom and dad used to do? And I was like, man, I remember Dad used to do little bitty things, just the little things that people never thought about. That I want to set up a garden with those ideas so that it's set up the right way from the start. And you know what? I'm glad. That would be good. That's something that I never thought anybody would ever think of. I mean, whatever. I don't think anybody ever thought about doing stuff like that. Because I learned one thing from my dad and mom, and I've also learned from other people that when you water plants, I know we water them from the top, but if you have those pots, those pots that you put on top, and they're the plate on the bottom. I don't know if you've ever seen those. If you have a pot on top of a plate that it came with, don't water the plant on from the top. Put the water on the plate, and the roots will take the water from the bottom. I learned that kind of like my mom and dad told me about putting the water with the PVC pipes and the elbows going in, because that's where they take the water to the roots. It's not from the top. People think that it's like people say, "Where does my hair? My hair grows from up here, not from this part." Like women, like Itza had long hair. People say, "Oh, your hair, it doesn't grow from." If I had long hair down to here, it doesn't grow from here. My hair grows from here. It grows from out of my scalp, and then it gets longer. It doesn't grow. So the roots are, my scalp. So the roots from the tree, from the plants, they're in the dirt. So you gotta feed the roots, not the top of the plant. Yes, you miss the plants. You spray it because you want it to look pretty. You want it to take the dust off of it. You want to do that. But the roots are what my dad used to tell me. The water is for the roots, Hito. It's not the way, it's not what the plant looks like. It's like the roots is the heart of the plant. And I was like, okay, and I started thinking, wow, he's right. And but my dad used to work in the fields, so if anything, both of them, all of us worked in the fields. But my mom worked longer in the fields, and my brothers and my sisters, but my mom and dad used to run it. He used to do all that stuff. He worked in the ranches. He knew horses and cattle and cows, and I mean pigs and chickens, and you name it. He knew all that. Bulls. He did all that stuff. Heck, he used to break horses for a living. He did bronc riding. He did all that stuff. My mom used to do barrel riding back in the days, it was just one of those things that they used to do all that stuff. And of course, as a young kid, how do you know, you see your mom and dad, and I'm thinking, how the heck did mom used to ride a horse, or dad? And then you see pictures of them in nice cowboy hat, you know, your mom looking all nice in the 30s and 40s, and I'm like, wow, man, the dresses y'all wore back then were like the old school, like you see in black and white. And I think, man, mom, you were beautiful back then, and you're beautiful now. And then dad, you know, and he looked, I looked. Well, they said I looked like him, but he looked. I think my brother looks like him more than anything else. I act more like my dad than my brother does, but I think my brother looks. I look more like my mom. So I always tell my brother, so I'm better looking. So that's the way it goes. Anyway, but no, but anyway, that's just a few tips of how I believe that we can keep plants alive. Whether it works or not, I don't know, because I haven't. I've seen it done, but I haven't done it myself. Because, well, I just don't. I just don't like gardening. I'm not a gardener. I don't know. I'm just not one of those guys that wants to. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I will. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I should, because I want to cook. Maybe I want to grow my own vegetables, my own garden. The way things are, maybe I should start growing my own garden and vegetables. Man, I need to start looking on some platforms so I can start looking on how to grow vegetables like tomatoes and green peppers and red peppers and cilantro and all stuff that I use, because that's a lot of cooking stuff that we need. Garlic and all that other stuff. And there's so many. I think it's like cooking. Cooking is not hard. My mom always said, if you can read, you can cook. If you can read, you can drive. If you can read, you can go places. As a kid, you never think about it, but I I think about it now, and my mom was right, because my mom couldn't read. She never she was one that stayed home because her mom was alive, but her dad passed away, and she had to take care of the kids. And it was tough because my dad could do everything. He could read, write, and all that good stuff. My mom could write her name. She could sign her name, and she knew numbers, but she couldn't read. She read toward the end because my sister showed her, but most of her lifetime she couldn't read. But her experience, she had a lot of. She was very smart. She was very intelligent. Uh, but people saw people like my mom that they thought she wasn't that smart because she couldn't read. But man, were they wrong. My mom was a very intelligent woman because she had so much experience. She was at 90 years old when she passed away, but that was 90 years of experience. She went through so much, just like her mom did. Her mom was 93 when she passed away, and my grandma was a little Italian. I mean, she was just an intelligent woman. She was, born in the 1800s, and it was like, wow. But I learned a lot from both of them. Never met my grandfathers because they passed away before I was born, and uh, I wish I would have. I don't know how things would have been. Uh, I was named after my dad's dad, Jose, and they tell me I'm so much like him, and I'm happy to say. My sisters always tell me you're just like dad. Because I'm very forward, and I'm very strict, and I don't see anything wrong with that. My sisters, on the other hand, you know, they do, and they have problems with some of their kids, and I'm like, well, maybe if you were strict, it wouldn't happen. But anyway, that's another story. But I think planting plants and growing plants, I learned a lot from my mom and dad, because the intelligence that they had with the experience that they went through, even though they didn't have any school. Hey, I'm just saying, school is important. I'm not saying that it's not. College is important. Believe me, I know. Nowadays, you have. But when you didn't have it back then, you learned it. You learned things however you did, and that's how I learned a lot of this stuff by doing and by being there beside them, learning. And I asked questions. Well, why do you do this, Dad? Why do you do that, Mom? And she had a beautiful home. She had a beautiful garden. I mean, my dad had a beautiful garden. My mom had a beautiful rose garden. I mean, wow, she did things. She had her ivies. Oh my God, do not touch them ivies. Do not. You want to get on my mom? If you wanted to get on my mom's good side, bring her an ivy. That's all. Bring her an ivy, and she will. She will. What do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? She will make it for you. My mom, I would. You can ask Itza. I when there the last few years, the last years that we would go over there, all I would tell her is, Mom, if I go buy you the stuff to make whatever, well, yeah, let's go. She wanted to get out of the house. Her thing is if you could get her out of the house to go to H-E-B grocery store or go shopping or go to take her to Dairy Queen. It was over, baby. Man, whatever. And it, she wanted to get out. I would get her out, and take her out, and she loved it. And people knew her. People knew her, and she loved it. And she'd go outside. We would go outside, walk around, and she'd talk about, remember I used to come out here and plant the roses. I said, oh, yeah, we talk about it. And it was great. It was great talking about old times. And one thing that you got me talking about, Red, that you got me thinking about was all those special memories and special things that I used to do, and I love that. I really enjoyed it, and it got me thinking, what did I do with my mom and my dad, and how did they plant? And I wish I could have. I wish I was a guy that wanted to plant more, but I just haven't had the urge to do that. Now, the one thing I did do that my dad loved to do is cook. I remember my dad watching cooking shows, and I got hooked up on those things with my dad because that's what he did, and he loved cooking. He loved being outside, grilling, barbecuing, cooking inside the house. My mom sometimes she was like, "Well, your dad's cooking tonight," and it was great because she'd take a time off from cooking. But my mom she was special because I'd walk in the house and it was like, "Are you hungry?" No, I'm fine. I'm fine, Mom. No, 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 you need to eat. And then she'd call me gordo, which is fat in Spanish, and I'm like, why you call me that? And then you want to feed me? And that was just something that I wasn't even fat. I was lean. I was skinny, but that's just how she was. She was always playful with me, and I missed that. And she would be, "Hey, gordo," and I, really? I said, "Yeah, you hungry?" I said, "Well, you're gonna feed me, man. What am I gonna say? What do you got? Well, what do you want? Or what do you got?" And then here we go, the old mom and son thing, just like husband and wife thing. What do you got? 90% of marriage is, what are you gonna eat? So it was funny. It was hilarious. My dad just laughing. He's sitting on his lazy boy, just you know in the other room, listening to us and going, "Oh God, just pick something already," and we're just laughing. And I'm just messing with her, Dad. I'm not. And he goes, "Oh, what do you want, Dad?" Whataburger sounds good. So I'd be like, "Okay, well, tell me what you want." And I'd go pick him up Whataburger, and it was cool because I'd come from Corpus. I lived in Corpus at the time, and come home and come over to visit Mom, and get him something to eat, and then go. I'd go back home, but that was good because I'd watch a cooking show with them. Uh, I know it's off subject about planting food. I mean plants, but that's my look at it. I think I think gardening is something that, and that's also a good stress release too, though. And if you set it up right, like Red wants to, well, at least try to set it up right and get some good soil, mix it up. That's one thing my dad would always say. You don't want to mix up too much soil with it, but you want good dirt. You want the actual dirt that you're gonna get it with, and then you want to soil it up. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Red. My parents were married 63 years. they were they were your typical married parents, to where, and all these, you do this and you do that and I can't. And then they were, lovey dovey and laughing and, you know, I get more frustrated with gardening than I do with my video games. Yeah, that's the way. You sound like my mom. She'd get more frustrated with their roses than anything else. And heaven forbid she found a foot. I mean, she would find a footprint near them. She thought somebody was stealing her roses. And I tell her when I tell my mother-in-law, "Hey, hurry up and fix your roses, Mom, because Mother's Day's coming and I need to cut them so I can give you a dozen roses." And she'd look at me like, "Oh my God, boy! If you cut my roses, Joe," I said, "Oh," and this is my mom. I would tell her, "I'm supposed to be relaxing, but I'm still waiting for the relaxing part." You sound like my mom, Red. I laugh at my mom because I would tell her, and I tell my mother-in-law this too, and Itza just looks at me, and I tell her, I said, "Hurry up, Mom." I'll talk to my mom. I'd be like, I bet it was the look that would. Oh yeah, I tell you, girl. Woo, man, that even the milk carton would squash down. It was funny because I'd say, "Mom, uh, what color what color roses?" Because she had like red, she had yellow, she had some pink, and I would tell her, I say, "Hey, Mom, what what is your favorite color of rose?" She goes, "Well, red." I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go cut the 12 of them for your birthday." Her birthday was in November. She goes, "Boy," and I said, "Okay, okay, okay, fine. I'll wait till Mother's Day and I'll cut 24 of them, okay? Because I love you that much. 24 times more than anybody in this house. I will. I'm gonna throw this chancla at you," which is her slipper, and she just start laughing. I would just like, okay, my dad would be like, "Oh my God, boy, if you want to live to see tomorrow," I'd be laughing. So now I tell mom, and I always tell her, I said, "You're my only mom I have left, right?" And she laughs. I said, "Hey, Mom, what's up with the roses?" I said, How many you got?" "Well, I got a few of them." I said, "Okay, well, your birthday's in May, so I'll come on my birthday, which is her birthday's May 19th. Mine is May 18th. So I tell Itza's mom, I tell my mother-in-law, I said, "Hey, Mom, I'm going to cut the roses and I'm going to give them to you, but make sure that they live long enough for August 1st so I can come back and pick them up and give them to Itza." And she just looks at me like, "If you touch my roses," I said, "What? They're going to stay in the family. Why you get mad?" And then we just start laughing and joking. And I'm like, "Oh my God, hey, boy." And I'm like, "Don't get mad, Mom." I said, "They're going to grow back." It just starts laughing. Now that I say that, that's another thing. When my mom cut the rose, she always cut it at an angle, at a 45-degree. They always cut the rose. When you cut the rose, make sure that your snip it at this way. Make sure that you snip it at an angle. Okay. Uh, Reason being is I have always been told that if you snap it at the angle, it'll help it grow back. Or even if you're gonna cut it, that way when you put it in the vase or the vase, as people say, the water goes in and it's better for them. Now, if you put it in a vase or vase, as people say, put ice in the vase first, or the vase, people would say. Put ice inside it, and then uh, put put the the put the stems of the roses in there, put them in there, and then add the water to it. That way, the cold of the water keeps it cool, and at the same time, the it takes a while for the water to melt, and the roses will last longer. Just fun fact. As a friend of mine would say, fun fact that'll help. Itza does that all the time to her roses. When I give her roses, so they last a little longer. They won't last forever, but they do last. Once you cut a rose, of course, they will die eventually. You can't regrow those roses, but the rose bush will grow back. So at least my mom's did. I don't know how, they just happened. But uh, that's one thing that the rose bush is. But that's the key thing about the roses and watering them. I think that's the key to watering most plants. I believe. Don't overwater them. Red. Don't drown them. Don't let them swim. Uh, Now, you might want to look up some of the plants. Some plants do need more water than others. Some plants do not need any water that much. Aloe vera, we had aloe vera so much, they need water. A lot of times they don't need that much water. Thank you, I will. I'm just messing with you, Red. But some plants don't need that much water. We know cactus create their own, but some plants do need water. A lot of plants need water. Uh, and nowadays, you can learn a lot more if you YouTube, if you look on other platforms and check it out. Uh, but just be mindful that some of these things are not always perfect. These people are just giving you no more drowning my plants. Noted. But just be mindful. Some of these people are just giving you ideas of what they think. Just like I am. I'm just giving you ideas. I'm not saying that it's going to work perfectly, but just try it and then learn trial and error. I don't know. I haven't done it, so I've seen that my mom and dad do it. It worked for them, but they were pretty damn good at it. But they were retired, so they were always out there doing what they did best, and that was making their garden and planting, taking care of their roses and taking care of their garden. But like my dad said, he had two places, so he can switch it out every year. Uh, and of course, if a cold weather came, he would cover them. He was out there covering them. Uh, there were some times that no matter how much he covered, he would lose some of the plants. That's just the way life is. But here in South Texas, it was, sometimes it didn't happen. A lot of times he didn't. There was a few times he lost some of the plants. But I just need a place to start because what I'm doing is not working. No, and I understand, and I now I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking we have a good sized yard in the back, so I think we can do it. The only thing is that we got so many doves and so many birds that fly around. So let's hope that I can get it where we don't have to where where it can happen, or you can just get yourself where it can be covered, you know, and then you can put your own like a greenhouse and you can do it that way. But it's up to you. It's how you do, how you want to do it. But I know the greenhouses are expensive, so you really that means you're really into the growing. Uh, I don't know. I'm more of the outside. My dad did it in the outside. Now he did put little like the old style. I think it was like that 12 gauge wire fence around it, and he put it up ranch style, like a ranch fence. It didn't take much, but he had it out there. And like I said, he would trade every year. He whatever he planted here, he'd switch it off and he planted it over there, and he'd switch off whatever he planted. And he did pretty well. I mean, there was years that he said that I wasn't there sometimes, but he said that they didn't do well, but because of the cold or. But as far as his irrigation, he did well. He watered it when he had to, and he would go out there and look at it. And he had a scarecrow. He made a scarecrow, just the arms. He put an old raincoat on one. He did two of them. Then he put a old shirt on the other one. He put a hat with the wig, and he did all crazy things with it. And it scared off a lot of things. So he made one with the arm up and the other one down. Then he made one with the other arm up, and you know, made it. He wanted to make it as live as uh, look as real as he could. So he just he. But now you can get like those. You can go to Walmart and you can buy those owls, those fake owls, and you can put them in different because the birds are afraid of the owls, uh, and you can put them in different areas now. So you can do that. Uh, you got so many things that you can put out now that you can scare these birds out now. So you can put traps. Not so much traps, but the owls, and you can put different things. You can put so many of them out that you can scare them away. You can put the scarecrow out there. You can do different things like that. But I think it'd be fun if you can do that stuff. Now I'm looking outside. I'm thinking, probably be a pretty good idea. I gotta level out some of the the yard out there. I don't know. I wouldn't mind doing tomatoes, green peppers, red peppers, cilantro. Uh, I don't know, something like that. That would be cool. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be kind of all right. I think that'd be okay for me. I wouldn't mind doing that. I'll think about that. I'll, I'll see. I'll see if I'll do it. I don't know if I will, but you know, what else? What else we got cooking? Uh, I don't know. I don't know what else I can plan. Oh, that would be good. Yeah. Now you just want me to go outside and do hard labor. What's wrong with you? Hey, but that'd be a good idea though, right? Up date to date. Hey, that would be okay. Well, after this surgery and after I get better, that would be a good idea. Start doing a garden. All right. Put all fake plants up there and say, look, it grew in one day. Awesome. They're not dead. I'm just kidding, people. Just kidding. I was only kidding. Nah, you know what? That'd be a good idea. Wow, that would be that. That's a good idea, Red. See if I can. You know what? Man, that would be good exercise too. Yeah, I think I could do that. First, let me get through this surgery, and then, you know what, Red? You're on. You're on, Red. You heard it here on Cup of JoJo. Papa JoJo is gonna start a garden. Uh, but uh, I can't promise you that it's gonna be coming out all. I always wanted to do it. I know Itza always told Itza, but I have to get better with my knee, and then once I get that, that would be something that would be exciting for Cup of JoJo. So, yeah, that would be cool. Be out there, do some exciting work, and get my knee going, and then that'd be good. That would be good. I need to get me some overalls, get a straw, and it'd be Farmer Jojo, Farmer Papa Jojo. Yep. Yeah, that sounds. You know what? Okay, it's on, baby. It's on. As Zita would say, it's on like Donkey Kong. But no, I think that would be. That's a good. You know what? Darn you, Red. Darn you, making me work. Thought I was retired. You know what? No, but I think it'd be a good idea. I've been wanting to. I just haven't had a. I just haven't had that push. But sometimes you get a good friend of yours, you get family member to push you. Oh man, it's not funny, Red. No, that would be good. Itza's gonna be like, what? What the what? Yeah, well, yeah. You just threw me off the cliff. That's what you did. Talk about what's that you do? Riding off the cliff emoji. Well, you just did it on a cup of JoJo. No, I think it'd be exciting. No, seriously, I think it would be exciting. It's just something different that yeah, take a leap. There you go. Talk about taking a leap, emojo. Now I think the emoji of taking a leap. I think that'd be pretty good. It'd be exciting to do. Uh, get me out there to start. Uh, yeah, I start doing that good stuff. I need to get. Uh, I know I have a. I need to get the hoe, the shovel, the well. I got that stuff. I just need to find out where I'm gonna do it at. That's the main thing. I have quite a couple of sections, but I think I know where I want to do it at anyway. Hey, Dragon, what's going on? That would be awesome. Cooking. Would be awesome. Cooking, cup of JoJo, and gardening sounds like an awesome batch of shows. Hey, yeah, it does. I think it would be. I think it'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Because I want to do, like I said, I want a cup of JoJo. Uh, hey, we're doing okay there, Miss Dragon. How are you this morning? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I mean, I want to be. I want it to be totally different. You know, like wanted to have different types of things going on with Cup of JoJo. I don't want it to be the same old thing over and over. And I want to be able to come back to the things that we were doing, just to kind of give a different. How would you say it? A different flavor, almost on a weekly basis, so to speak. Well, I'm glad you're doing good. I think Itza is. She's been up off and on. Uh, you know, yeah, sleepy but productive. Yeah, there you go. That's a good way of doing it. Yeah, but that's shadowy. That's shadowy and Itza. Why are you so tired, Dragon? Huh? I tell you, y'all women. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the three of you. I guess I'm just gonna have to win the lottery. That way, Denver and I, Christian and Atlas can go on a fishing trip. I'm just saying. I kept waking up to snack. Oh my God, Dragon. Oh dear Lord. Well, dragons need to eat too, you know. Yeah, we're talking about how to plant and not kill plants gardening, planting, all that good stuff, hoping to keep them alive. But, you know, that's that word. The key word is hoping. And then Red just talked me into doing my own gardening. I'm going to make a garden outside. I don't know how she does it, Megan. Y'all women talk me into stuff that, I don't know. Lord have mercy. She just pushed me off the cliff without even wanting to. I want a garden, but it's so expensive. Well, you can just grow it. Don't worry about it. Papa Jojo's going to show you how to do it. After my knee surgery, after my therapy, I will show you how to make a garden. Because Eve shoved me off the cliff. She made me do it. And what am I supposed to do? Say no? She made me take a leap. And I said, okay. Wait till Itza finds out. She's gonna have to wake up and do the camera. Well, that's gonna be a funny. That's gonna be a fun. It's gonna be a fun adventure today. Oh man, that's gonna be. I'll let you tell her there, Eve. Well, look at the time. I'm gonna tell Ita. Well, look at the time. I need to go I need to go fishing. I'm just joshing. No, I think it's time for me. I've always wanted to do a garden. I just didn't know. Now, I don't know what I want to. I mean, I do know what I want to grow. Obviously, I want to grow stuff that I will use for cooking. I'm thinking. Obviously, I'm thinking. Well, let's see. I'm thinking a zucchini, squash, tomatoes, cilantro. Start off with a few things, and then we'll go from there. Trying to garden, but my garden is a plant graveyard. Your garden is where plants go to die. Oh, Eve, come on now. We'll work on it. First of all, we need to take that bad attitude away from you. You need to quit that negative attitude about gardening. So, take a deep breath, let it out. We are going to be positive because Cup of Jojo is going to do this, and I need some positive vibes from everybody that sees this stream and that's watching this stream to understand that I am going to do a show on gardening to start and hopefully go through the gardening phase of how I'm going to do it and pray that it works because I'm hoping that my dad and my mom are with me through this so that I can have a good garden and hopefully we can show people that we know how to garden, and that way we'll show some nice ripe tomatoes, some good squash, some zucchini, some cilantro, all that good stuff. No, I understand. I know you're being honest. I know you're gonna send photos, but my thing is that it's a new start for you. We want to get positive, and we want to just focus on what we're gonna begin to do. Forget about yesterday. Forget about what happened to your garden. Now it's time to redo the whole thing. Okay? So let's just start from scratch. You have a do over. Now you have Cup of Jojo, and you have Dragon, and you have Itza, and you have everybody watching, everybody that views this, to tell you, hey, it's time. It's time that we do a garden. And I know I gotta wait because I'm having surgery next Wednesday. But after that, I am gonna go out there and put my 100%. And I hope that my mom and dad's hands are with me so that I can grow this garden and show you and everybody else that we can all, even somebody that has never had a garden before, grow a good garden and maybe give some positive vibes and some good information to everybody on how to grow a garden. Even if it's just a few things that we can just start off with, nothing fancy, nothing, just to start off with a few things. And then we'll go from there. We'll show a little bit of what's going on, updates on how the garden is doing, and uh, what I do with it, how I'm watering it, how I'm doing it, and then we'll go from there. Uh, what we can do, how we're gonna do it, and just small things like that. I'm looking forward to now. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it. But first things first, I know I keep mentioning this. I need to get this knee surgery out of the way. I need to get my therapy out of the way. I'm excited. Now I want it's just something different for Cup of Jojo to do. Especially we're going to be doing not only that, we're going to be using these vegetables to do my cooking show on Cup of Jojo. So that's even more exciting to take it out of the vegetable garden and then bringing it into the Cup of Jojo cooking and having a good time and saying, look at this. This is what we do. This is how we do it. And then we're going to do some exercising with that and be using it for all the good stuff. And we're going to do some fishing shows. And we're going to do, we got so many things planned for Cup of Jojo that hopefully we can open this stream up with the bang and just keep going and just keep getting followers and just keep getting people to sub and people to watch. And uh, the quantity is good, but I want quality. If we can get good quality people to watch us, and the people that appreciate honesty and good viewing, it's us. It's Cup of Jojo. I'm just the type of person. I'm just a average. No pun intended. I'm just the average Joe that wants to be. How do I say this? I just want to show what I can do for y'all, but I also want y'all to tell me and give me some advice on what y'all think I can do for y'all, or what I can do, or y'all to teach me what I could be doing, because I'm not perfect. So I get a lot of good advice from Dragon and from Eve, from Red, with the shadowy full one. She gives me different things to talk about, and I just kind of look back in my past and I think about what do I know about this. Today was about uh, you know gardening and plants, and you know I just thought about what I did, hoping to keep them alive. But I just thought about what I used to, what I when I used to see my mom and dad do, and this is what we talked about today. And my dad had his own garden when he retired, and I used to see him work on it. And my mom had, of course, all her life with 10 kids, and had a rose garden. She loved it all around the house. With a little help from my dad, she was always there. He was always there helping her out. maybe not while he worked because he worked oil field and he was gone a lot, but uh, with my mom working at home, taking care of the kids, taking care of the house, taking care of everything, she still had time to take care of her rose garden because that's what she loved. That was her stress release, and she did a lot of that stuff, and she was good at it. She was good. She loved her ivies. She loved her roses. Uh, she was a simple woman that give her an ivy and she loved you forever. Give her some roses, and she loved you forever. She used to say, "Do not bring roses to my my plot where they bury me. Bring me roses while I am alive, so I can enjoy them." Uh, and I understood what she said. I always understood. I always brought her roses every once in a while because a lot of times, just for the heck of it, it wasn't her birthday, it wasn't her Mother's Day. It was just to bring them to her so that she could enjoy them, uh, because she loved them. I joked with her all the time because I always used to tell her, "Hey, mom, when's your birthday?" She said, "You know when my birthday is." I said, "Oh yeah, it's in November," and I always, I always used to tell her, "I'm gonna go cut your roses. I'm gonna cut 24 roses because I'm gonna give them to you for your birthday or for Mother's Day." And she used to, if you cut my roses, and we used to laugh and joke around, and my dad used to just laugh at me. He said, "Boy, if you want to see tomorrow, you better not even touch those roses." And we laugh about it, but that was her pride and joy. But she knew I would never touch those roses, and she knew I would never even do anything to those things. But my dad, same thing with her, with his garden. The one thing my dad loved was that well, the one thing he never let anybody do is go pick his garden. That was his job. Don't touch it. That was his job because he loved doing it. I love going out front and smelling the petunias. I buy the nicest ones from Home Depot and try to give myself a head start on keeping them alive and healthy. You see, and my mom loved those things too. She loved plants. Period. Uh, I understand where you're coming from because my mom was like that. She uh, she just loved the smell of those things. I mean, she was like, oh my God, she it didn't matter the colors, the way they wrapped them, the way they she just her eyes just twinkled, so to speak, when she saw petunias, and she just the memories I have of her. It's hard because I think about her, and the last thing that I remember about her is holding her hand, and I was there. My sister was there with me, but she was asleep on the side of her bed, and I stayed awake. It was 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was holding her hand, uh, and she took her last breath, and she passed away while I was holding her hand. And I think about now when Red told me about plants and everything, and this really helps because now I think about her smiling and having that big old smile on her while you bring her roses, or while you just bring her a petunia, and she just looks at it, and she just like like just smiles. I mean, just a big old smile on her. The best part is I'm going to try an avocado plant next. Remembering the happiest memories is the best. Yeah. Uh, you know what? I thought about avocado too. That's a good thing to try too. It's just thinking of how to plant these, and I gotta. Now that since I'm going to go through therapy, I'm gonna see what to do about the planting part, about how to plant the seeds and how to do all that good stuff too. So that's the next. That's what I need to do. Cucumbers is what my dad did too. He used to plant cucumbers too. So yeah, and I want to thank you, Red, and thinking about that because uh, you bring this up, and you know it does. It's amazing how simple things like this, and we take it for granted. And for me, because I am older than most of y'all, uh, it brings back so many good memories of seeing my dad. You know, I see my dad right now in this riding lawnmower, this, silver fox guy, all silver, his hair. He used to have his hair cut like mine right now. He used to have his hair cut like mine, but you know, part to the side, and then his glass. He had his shades on. His glasses would get dark when you go outside. Big old smile on him, and on his lawnmower, cut around and cut everything. Nobody rides my lawnmower, just me. And if you want to help me with the grass, there's two push mowers over there. Blah blah blah. He'd cut the grass, and he'd come over here, and then he'd tell me, "Hey, take my push mower and put it over there." I said, "I thought you said I couldn't ride it." "Well, you can ride it now. I'm already finished. You can just put it over there." And I'm like, "Okay, Dad." And then, he'd take it over there, and then he'd go to his garden, and nobody could get into that garden but him. He was like, "Hey, Dad, you want me?" "No, I got it." And he'd take his little, like he had a basket. He'd take his basket, and he'd take all the stuff, and just watching, just thinking, just watching him, and I would just watch him. I'd just stand there and just watch him, and then he'd give me the basket. "Take this to your mom." And I'm like, "Why? You mean you said I couldn't touch that? You better, boy." And I, just smiling at him. I said, "It's okay, Dad. I'm just kidding." And he'd grab it and take it to Mom. "Hey, Mom, that's it. Why did he bring it in?" "Well, he told me to bring it to you." And I'd give it to her, and she'd put it in a big bowl, and then I'd take it back outside and give it back to him. And I see him pick the other side, and I look at him. I say, "You really like this? You really?" He goes, "Yeah, keeps me going." That's what he would tell me. "It keeps me going. I really enjoy this. I hope I have a good year this year." And I was like, "Okay, Farmer Ted." Start laughing at him and stuff like that. And it was just a good thing for him. He loved it. It was, too bad my dad got sick. He passed away at 80. Uh, and it was tough for him because he couldn't take care of his garden anymore when he got his heart attacks. He had a quadruple bypass, and then uh, after that he got real sick. Diabetes took over, and he passed away. But the memories of him, just watching him, he was a hardworking man, but never drank, didn't smoke. The last, I want to say, he quit at 56. So he had quit already. Uh, he quit smoking cold turkey. I'm here, but no problem, Dragon. My dad quit at 56, I think. No, 50. Yeah, and he retired at 59. He had been there so many years that he was able to retire early. But yeah, he started his garden right after he retired, so he had many years. Had his heart attacks in the 70s, early 70, and then late 70s, and then he passed away at 80. So yeah, he had a lot of fun doing that. But it just gives me a lot of good memories, and he was a heck of a worker. I get your need seeds into baby plants, but then they don't make it past that, unfortunately. I wonder why though. Have you looked up why? Red. I wonder why that happens. Okay, the weather. Is it is do they have a certain is it seasonal? Is it too cold? Do they have to have a certain type of temperature? Oh wow, they're very sensitive then. It's a very sensitive plant seed then. Yeah, that's got to be. Though, the weather knows it's happened 3 years in a row. Uh, I wonder if those are the type of plants you need to have for a greenhouse, so you can keep the temperature where they're supposed to be at. But man, I mean, I don't have a greenhouse. There's no way I could ever buy a greenhouse or have a greenhouse or make a greenhouse. My carrot, lettuce, bell peppers, and strawberries all die when I get them outside. That you see, that's where I think I may have problem. You know, I don't know. I may have problems. I don't know how my dad did. I mean, there's things that he did that I was like, I was so fascinated with it, but maybe we aren't investing anymore into this property. We are focusing on Atlas and moving. No, and I understand, but at the same time, you said that there was a lot of stuff in the backyard, right? I wonder if it's the soil, like we were talking about earlier. A lot of times it could be that all that stuff that they buried back there, all that junk. It could be mixing in with the soil itself. Uh, bad soil, bad. Could be it could just be bad. Period. No, no, and I understand that. That way he can have a good time. I use pots with fresh soil. No, but I mean, when you take it outside, you keep it in the soil. Then, I mean, in the pots. So it's got to be the weather then. Okay, I got you. All right. No, then it's the weather probably. It's got to be the weather. It's the timing of the weather. Then yeah, yeah. It's the timing of the weather. That's what I think. That's what my dad had problem with at first when he first started doing it. He would be so upset because there was times that my mom said that maybe they'll be good in now since we are in April. Yeah, my mom said that when he first started, he would be upset because there was times that some things would grow and some things wouldn't. They would just weather away and just dry up. It was just so bad. And then some things would look so good and he'd be so oh man, he'd be so irritated. But there was nothing he could do. So he'd go ahead and tether the whole thing and he was just so upset. He was like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe it." And she was like, "Well, we're going to start a new seed this week." Okay. Well, I hope it works because man, that would be frustrating for me. Very frustrating. But I'm gonna see how it works. I want to see what it does, how it goes. Uh, Hopefully it goes well. I mean, I'm gonna look into what I'm gonna do. For sure, I want to do tomatoes, uh, some squash, or some zucchini. I love zucchini. But bell peppers and green peppers. That's why Home Depot lets you return plants within a year, even if they die. Oh, really? Wow. Gets a lot of enjoyment out of growing them with me and watering plants. I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea that Home Depot did that. Wow, that's pretty good. I wonder if Lowe's does that? Huh. Wow, just bringing in the original planter, huh? Now, do you actually, hey Red, when you plant, do you plant the actual seed? Do you start it from scratch with the seed, or do you have the a plant already? Well, good morning. Hey, how you doing? It's a 582. What's going on? Okay, you do both. Okay. What if I just buy the tomato and put it out there in the garden and tell you it's already grown? Just kidding. The flowers I get as fully grown plants. Okay, I got you. I got you. The vegetables and fruits I start as seeds. Okay, good. All right, just wanted to know. Anyway, I'm gonna take a pause for the cause. I'll be right back. And tell Itza what I'm gonna do. She's up already. I'll let you tell her what you made me do, Red. It's your fault. Love you though. Sorry, give you some water. Okay, so I'm back. I didn't do anything. You can ask. You can ask. You can ask Red. Anyway, moving along. Thanks a lot, Red. Have you? Did you just wake up, honey? Hello. Hello? Are you there? Oh. Well, good morning. You're lost? Well, you aren't you in the room? I'm so funny. Anyway, uh, we're talking about gardening and plants. Munchkin had to go potty, so I was away. He's going to start. Okay, I am going to stay quiet for a while now. That's all she has to say. Nothing about, oh, okay, I can help him. Yeah, I'll be out there. Well, you're going to be out there taping it. You're going to be out there with holding the. And boom! Goes the dynamite. There you go. And Shadowy Foe has finally set the dynamite and clicked the detonator. I need to see how it's done. I am a visual learner. There you go, babe. We. And he is going to use the vegetables in his cooking show. We, baby. I had him take a leap. You see, I had to do the leap of faith. And she shoved me off the mountain cliff. So, if you would have been awake, this would have never happened. Into the backyard to start a to start a garden. I love these conversations, especially when I'm not in it, and I'm the one that gets caught up. You see, after the surgery and recovery, of course. Ah, yes. You see what happens when you're not here, babe? I get into the mess of things. If you go back to sleep, more things can happen. I don't know. I might start a circus. You might be blown out of a cannon. Who knows? Might I need a volunteer. Anyway, but that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna do good. During my time of recovery, no clowns. No clowns. No clowns. We already have 4 of them. You, Red, Dragon, myself. It's too late for it's too late for no clowns. We don't even have makeup, and we have it, and we're all clowning. I'm just kidding, girls. I'm just kidding. There's only one clown, and that's me. But anyway, I love y'all. Love all of y'all. But yeah, babe, it's gonna be exciting. I've been wanting to start a garden. You see, Eve, I told you, Red. I've been wanting to start a garden for so long. I'm glad you found that funny. Thank you. My cat is the is the team clown. Well, me and your cat will be partners. He's a punk. That's right, baby. Y'all already a gang. Uh, yeah. I told you, Red. I've been wanting to start a garden for a long time. Sometimes you want to do something, and it takes takes a family member. Necessarily, family is not always blood. I've always said that, especially being in the pag baby. Uh, Watch out for his murder mittens. He may be small and adorable, but he is the Tasmanian devil, which he gets in the mood. There he is. There he is. We were meant to be. That's right. Cup of JoJo. Uh, like I always said in the military, I learned that family's not always blood, and sometimes family gives you that little shove off the you know off the mountain, or the little leap of faith that you need to take. And we're talking about how much memories that she gave me because of my mom, and he genuinely looks like an angry teddy bear when he's mad. It looks like Ted. So I appreciate that, and now we're gonna start a garden. But of course, I can't believe that by this time next week, I don't know if I'll be doing the cup of JoJo. I doubt it. I don't know. It depend. I don't think so. I'll probably be out. Depending how. I don't know. Depending how harsh the meds are, I might just be doing it on meds. Who knows? Uh, but if I'm not, well, y'all know why. But after all that happening, I'll be searching and checking out what vegetables I want to do. Uh, that way, you know what I do love, and I know Itza knows that she finally found out. I love asparagus. I want to see if I can grow asparagus. I love asparagus. I love it. I enjoy eating it every time we order. Every time we go to Chili's, they make awesome asparagus. I love that's one of my sides. Uh, Sometimes Christian orders a side, and he don't really want the extra side, so they give you two sides. He just loves his French fries with his burger, so he gets an extra side. So he orders asparagus, and they don't give you that much asparagus, but uh, so he orders another side of asparagus and he gives it to me. So that's pretty cool. Eats has tried it, but I love it. It's great. I'm thinking of doing that, but broccoli is another good thing that would be good to eat. I remember I used to eat broccoli and cheese, melted Velveeta cheese on top of broccoli. I used to just eat that in a bowl, just something just quick, with cheese, broccoli and cheese. It's asparagus. Are you talking about asparagus, babe, or broccoli and cheese, or both? Uh, it's asparagus is good. I think it's good. A lot of people have never, yes, okay. A lot of people have never tried it. A lot of people have never eaten asparagus. I ate asparagus in like fourth grade. A teacher brought it one time. We were talking about fruits and vegetables, and they were talking about eating vegetables. I think it was second grade. No, fourth grade. Miss Williams, and I remember her. She was a very nice teacher, and she was like, "Was anybody here ever eaten asparagus?" I said, "Nope, I've never eaten it." She goes, "Would you like to try some?" Nobody wanted to try it. I said, "Yeah, I'll eat it." And she asked me, "Why would you want, especially with salmon and a nice, yeah, exact teriyaki sauce? Yeah, exactly. Yes, bacon wrapped, exactly." Uh, Remember when Miss Williams in fourth grade asked if anybody wanted to try asparagus, and I said, "Sure, I'll try it." And she looked at me. She goes, "Have you ever eaten it?" I said, "I told you." I said, "No." And she goes, "And you want to try it?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "I'm. How do you know you're gonna like it?" I said, "I don't. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but my dad said you'll never know if you like it unless you try it." She goes, "Okay, that's a good answer." So I tried it and I loved it. I fell in love with it. So she gave me as much as I wanted. I ate. Oh man, I ate quite a bit. Uh, I will make a feed of salmon and asparagus quickie every once in a while. While it's yes, that sounds delish. That sounds delicious. Oh man, we have salmon. I do have salmon in the freezer. I have it in the what do you call that, air pack?
thing that it won't go bad anyway. We have one bite rule. You have to at least stay. Yep, that's what we have. That's what I tell Christian. You cannot tell me you don't like it if you never tasted it. So, my dad had that rule. I have that rule. We've always had that rule. As long as you give it a taste and you don't like it, yeah, vacuum seal. There you go. We have that. We have all our food, all of my fish that I catch. We have it in the in the vacuum seal. All our food, a lot of food that if we buy food, if we buy like a mixture of, if I go to Sam's and I buy big food and I put it in the freezer, Itza and I will cut it, and we have a vacuum sealer, so we'll do that, and we'll do that to our flounder, our salmon, our snapper, whatever I catch, and we'll put it in we'll vacuum seal it. So my father-in-law bought one, and we ended up buying one also. So and it works great. Uh, so anyway, we got that, and but getting back to that rule, I told the teacher, and the teacher said, "Wow, your dad has a very good rule." I said, "Yeah, because you don't know if you like something unless you taste it." The one thing I will not eat is peas. I will not eat cauliflower, and yes, I have tasted it, and I cannot eat it. I will not eat Brussels sprouts. I cannot stand the taste of it. It doesn't matter how you cook it. Either one of those three. Now, the crazy part, I will eat peas if it's mixed vegetables. If it's all mixed vegetables, I will eat peas. Uh, it's not bad. I mean, because I don't know why if the peas is mixed, uh, I'll eat the peas, and I cannot stand Brussels sprouts. I I can't eat it. Look at Dragon. I love Brussels sprouts. Of course, Dragon would eat Brussels sprouts. They taste like farce. Well, I never heard it that way, but I can't. I don't know. I've tried Brussels sprouts and cauliflower. I cannot eat it. I can't. I've tasted it. I've tried it. I've tried it every which way. People have denied. I can't. I can't. I can't. Think my taste buds are weird anyway. Yeah, maybe, but I just and I can't eat. There's not many things that Papa Jojo won't eat, and like mangoes taste like pine needles as well. I don't know. I can't say that 'cause I love mangoes. So uh, the crazy part is my mother-in-law is allergic to mangoes, and I'm allergic to pineapples. I can't eat them, and we're always joking around with each other. She goes, and she tells me, I made you. She goes, here, Joe, I made you a pineapple juice, and I'm like, yeah, I'll trade you for the mango juice I have, and we joke around with each other. Oh, we just love joking with each other about pineapple juice and mango juice. But I don't know. I just there's just some things. But my thing is that I tried it and I just don't like it. No pineapple fried rice. Yep, exactly. I can't. And I've seen people do it. I've seen people make pineapple with a ham with pineapple on top of it. I don't understand it. I've never had it. Uh, my sisters make upside down pineapple cake. I can't do it. I found out in culinary school that I am a sugar taster, so a super taster. So when I hone my skills, I can taste every spice and ingredient to about 95% accuracy. Damn, girl. Denver would kiss me and I would guess what he ate last 9 times out of 10. Damn. Ooh, doggy. Well, Denver, you are in trouble, boy. You better not even lie to that woman and tell her I haven't eaten it. Dude, you ate Chinese food with a little bit of Worcestershire sauce and mushrooms Broccoli, man, that would be to the point. Yo, have you seen Celebrity Big Brother season 3? You'd know that challenge. Ah, Dragon, you and your reality shows. No, Dragon, keep that stuff off Papa Jojo. Cup of Jojo show, please. I am going to. Babe, please delete Dragon. I am not going to put up with that reality stuff. She probably fell asleep again. I tell you, that woman. And I'm just messing with you, Dragon. Uh, yeah, I know, I know. Yep, snores easy. So that's about right. Yeah, I know, Dragon. I'm just messing with you, babe. You know I love you. I'm just messing with you. I know it's about the taste challenge. Uh, that's crazy. I mean, to understand that. You know, talk about culinary school. I was thinking about. There's one right here next. I mean, not even what a few blocks from the house. Yeah, love you too, girl. Uh, there's a. I thought about going to culinary school. I had already gone up there and talked to the instructor and everything, and I still think about it, but I thought, I don't know, man. I still got I still got I still got where the VA can pay for it and stuff like that, but I don't know if I want to go back to school. It's not that I don't got the time. It's just that you know I don't know if I want to go. I know I can learn a lot more than what I know. I mean, they can teach you a lot, but I don't know. I'd have to talk to Heats about that and see if I could, I don't know. It'd be interesting to go back to school. The only thing is that even if I get the culinary background, the VA wouldn't let me go back to work anyway because they just don't want me to work. They won't let me work. And if I do go back to work, they take everything away from me. And that's a shame because, it's just a shame. It's just sad. I mean, and yeah, I understand. I mean, going on my eighth surgery, I just, one of those things that it's not like it's my fault. I did what they asked me to, and now my body is failing me because I got so many injuries. But you know, I'm sorry. That's just another story. But still, uh, I would love to have gone to culinary arts, and I mean, I have a nephew that went to culinary arts, and now he's working for uh, a big Italian restaurant in Houston. And and actually he was working there before he even went to culinary school. They paid for his culinary school because he was such a good cook. But his dad, which is not married to my sister no more, but his dad was a very good cook, and he knew all about cooking, but he never went to culinary school. Uh, but he knew all about cooking. He grew up in restaurants and stuff like that, and Matthew just became. He's just an awesome. He's an awesome. He's one of my sister's four sons. They're all 6'4", 6'5", big dudes. Tall dudes. They're like Christian, just tall. Uh, but he knows a lot about cooking and the crazy part is they know a lot about gardening and fruits and vegetables and stuff like that because they cook a lot. And uh, the crazy part, he's just like Christian. He's tall, long hair. He always has it in a bun. I always told him, I say, "What's up with the bun, dude?" And he just starts laughing. Come on, Uncle Joe. And he's tall. He's way taller than I am. Uh, he just laughs. He just jokes around. He's a good guy, great guy. You talk about ink. That boy has all sleeves. Uh, as to of course, as a chef, he wears the long sleeve shirts and doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do anything. He's great, but he's a great cook, great gardener, great uh, everything. My sister is very very lucky. He just had a birthday April 8th. That's the one I wished happy birthday on April 8th. That one day on Cup of Jojo. He's just a great guy, uh, and he's a chef. And he works for a very uh, prestigious Italian food restaurant in Houston, Texas. And uh, I'm ta- I'm talking about my nephew, Matthew. He was cooking for an Italian restaurant without his culinary. He didn't have culinary school, but then he's so good at it that they sent him. This was a few years back. They paid for his school. He was so good. So now he's the owner sent him because he was going to go work for somebody else. And the owner said, "If you stick around with me, I'll send you to culinary school, and you'll get paid more. But you got to work for me, and I'll pay you more." So he stayed with them, and true to his word, my nephew said, "No, I'm not going anywhere. I'll stay with you." He goes, you paid for my school, and he is he's awesome. I mean, the man can cook. I mean, and he's real quiet. He has two kids, a girl and a boy. He's just but if people see him, they see him in like I said, his arms are all sleeved ink, his neck down, his ink down. You would think different from him because of the way he looks, but doesn't smoke, doesn't drink, doesn't do anything. He just likes art. He's like his dad. His dad was a cook and an artist. He's an artist too, but he loves cooking. He loves gardening. He loves all that. He's just a soft-spoken young man, uh, and he's one of my sister's four sons. They're all over 6 foot tall. She has twins. It's Joseph, Matthew, and then the twins, Gregory and Stephen, and they're awesome kids. I mean, but their dad, which is no longer married to my sister, but their dad was a very good cook and a very good artist, and well, he is a good artist and a good cook, and that's where they got it from. I mean, well, my sister is also a good cook too. She works for the school, but I mean, culinary school is a great thing. Is a great way to learn. So I don't know. Eats and I've talked about me going back to school in culinary, but I don't know. I learned a lot of my skills I learned from my mom and dad. Mostly my dad because I was always outside. I was always outside learning from him, whether it's planting, gardening, cooking. A lot of it was just being with him. He used to cook for the church, big time church barbecues. Used to cook for the if the Boy Scouts, they used to call him, or the Girl Scouts needed something for a barbecue, and they used to call my dad. Everybody knew him in my hometown, so they used to call him, "Hey, we need somebody to cook barbecues. Can you help us out?" Even though I wasn't in the Boy Scouts, I never did any of that stuff. We were hunters. We did all that, but they always told me, "How come you don't join the Boy Scouts?" I said, "For what? I already know. I don't need to be out there getting a badge, and I already know how to make a tent and live in the woods because we do that every year when we go hunting." So you know, what you do, I've already been doing it since I was about 4 or 5 years old with my mom and I mean with my dad. Well, my mom too, my mom and dad, my uncle and aunt. So I'm not saying anything bad about it. I mean, I think it's great, but I'm not gonna go learn how to tie a knot. I mean, that's the way I thought about it when I was younger. So I didn't think about it. I got nothing against that. I think it's great. Uh, and then all of a sudden I joined the military and I had to do knots anyway. Yeah, that's funny. But anyway, uh, it's just funny that we had to go back into the jungle anyway. So there we go. Anyway, but uh, I learned a lot of that with my dad because I'd go and I'd be there at 4 o'clock in the morning, starting the fire for him, and that way he can barbecue, and then I'd learn how to do the chicken or the brisket or the whatever he was cooking, and I did it, and I was only like 7, 8, 9 years old doing stuff for him, and I don't know, little by little, I just learned a little bit at a time, and oh, sure, I burned some things. I messed up things. I messed up here. A little overcooked it. Uh, but all in all, that's the way you learn. And I tell Itza the same thing because Itza goes out there with me and she goes, "Man, how do you do that?" I said, "Well, you just trial and error." I love the day that Christian came out to me and said, "Hey, Dad, I want to learn how to barbecue. I want to learn how to grill." Excellent. Here, take it. Gave him the utensils and there you go. Well, what do I do? Flip it. It's gonna burn. Okay. It's hot, isn't it? Well, yeah. How do you do it? Just get your hands in there. You got to get used to it. And after 5, 6 times doing it, and well, what do I do? Well, you just do it this way. Now, take the knife. You learn this. You learn that. You flip this. You flip that. And that's the way you do it. And I'm gonna do the same thing with gardening. I don't know what it's gonna be like. I've never done it. I've seen my dad do it, but it's a difference between seeing somebody doing it and actually doing it. So I don't expect everything to come out perfect or even grow anything my first time I do it. If I do it, it's a success for me if I grow one plant and it comes out okay. If it doesn't, yeah, it's frustrating, it's stressful, but I gotta keep going. I'm not gonna be like, I quit. No, you don't quit. You learn from what you did wrong. Like I was saying, what did I tell you yesterday? Yesterday I said you learn more from the bad than you do from the good sometimes because it's the same thing. What did I do wrong? Well, you jotted down. What I did wrong was this. Well, what did I do? Well, I did this, this, and this. Okay. Then what happened? And then you take your pros and cons, and then you kind of like, okay, well, then the pros were this. I planted it here, here, and here, but I watered it too much. I didn't water enough. I maybe the soil was wrong or whatever. But you learn from everything. Maybe I did this right, but I did this wrong. So you have to learn from both sides. And I think that's where people get confused sometimes. We seem to think that we're going to learn everything from what we did good at. You already know that. You already know what you did right. Okay, that's already muscle memory. Learn from what you did wrong. Go over what you did wrong and quit doing what you did wrong because that's also muscle memory. In other words, you're going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. What's the role of idiocracy is the doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. It's not you have to change something. Quit doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. It's not going to happen. You have to change something. If this is right, if the pros are right but the cons are wrong, then you got to change some of the cons. You know why? Because that's what you're doing wrong. Learn from the wrong stuff and say, I overwatered it or I underwatered it, whichever one it is, you have to change that. Okay, this time I need to give it a little bit more water. Okay, check. This time the soil, I think I didn't dig it deep enough. Okay, check. I didn't do this. I didn't do whatever it is. You know, the birds were too. I got to do something about the birds. Check. That's what you learn. I don't know what I'm gonna learn when I start planning. I don't know. I'm just thinking to myself, what can I do ahead of time because I saw my dad do it? What can I learn from my dad that I can put into what I'm gonna do after I start my gardening. I'm trying to think ahead of myself of what I can do from learning from somebody else, of not doing the mistakes that I know that I probably will do but I don't want to do, if that makes any sense. uh, I'm just trying to jumpstart myself, go ahead of myself, and say, God, I don't want to mess this up, because I want to do it perfect, but I'm not going to do it perfect. There's no such thing as that. But I hope that if I do plant uh, tomatoes, if I do plant zucchini, if I do plant whatever I plant, I got to look at what I want to plant. And if I do plant that, is it going to come out right? What's it going to look like? When is it ready to take off? How long does that plant last? If I pull a tomato off, does it grow another one, or do I have to, does that plant stay there? Do I have to replant it? I don't know. I don't know everything about planting. I don't know practically nothing about planting, because I've never done it. Just because I've seen my mom and dad do it, don't mean I know. Uh, I'm just saying what I saw my mom and dad do, and it worked for them. I'm not an expert. I've already told you all that. I'm not an expert on anything. I'm just experienced on what I've seen and what I've done. So what I've done is I've seen my mom and dad do, and I've seen them do beautiful gardens and beautiful flowers, because I've seen what my mom and dad have done. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm hoping. I think it will. If I do it, if I can remember how my dad did it. But maybe I'll just do it. Maybe I'll just, the old saying. I'll just go with the flow and see what happens. And I'll see what's going on. I'll see how it works for me. If it works, then I'm doing okay. If it doesn't, then I'll figure it out. I'm not gonna quit. That doesn't mean you quit just because it doesn't work. That just means that you figure it out. Ask Red. Red is the one that has had so much problem of things dying on her, but that doesn't mean she quits. It just means that she has to figure out something. Like I told her, we need to get that negativity out of her so that she can understand, hey, what is going on there that we have to do different. We're going to have to figure it out. And we will figure it out. We will figure it out for her together. We're not going to be negative for her, or we're not going to be negative toward her. We have to figure it out. We have to. We will. We will figure it out. She just needs to tell us what she's doing, so that way we can say, okay, quit doing this and do this. We're going to figure something out for her. I don't know what, but we're going to do it. Because she obviously wants to do this, and she wants to be a good gardener, and she wants to plant, and she wants her son to learn how to do this too. And we're going to do this. My nephew wants to learn how to garden, and we're going to do it. We're going to make it happen. Make it happen. That's what we're going to do. I want to learn how to garden. I need to make it happen. I took a leap, and I'm going to do it. It's going to take me a little bit, because I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get my knee going. But once I get it going, we're going to make it happen. And we're going to do it how much ever time it takes. The weather here changes every minute of the day. It's windy, it's hot, but that's just the way the weather is. We don't know. It could, hey, windy right now, then later on it could be pouring down rain. We don't even that anymore. We just look outside. We don't even trust the weather people anymore. It's just like the old saying, like my dad, we are all going on this journey together. Exactly. It's like my dad used to say, it might rain and it might not. I know. He used to tell him, what's the weather like, Dad? It might rain, it might not. I don't know. Go outside. He's looking at him like, what? I said, well, what do I look like, a weatherman? I'm like, I just asked you what the weather's like. Well, I'm telling you, go outside. I don't know. I said, what do I look like? You know, and he laughed because it was like, and then I started thinking, he's right. Because when you go outside, man, it's hot out there. Really? The sun's out? And why do we always say the obvious? It's 100 degrees outside, and it's going to get to the hundreds this year, as it was last year. And I'm talking 100. Index 112. Arizona knows what I'm talking about, right, Dragon? Hey, when it gets hot, it gets hot. Down here in South Texas, we get 90 plus degrees on a May, June, July, and May and June are not even the hottest months. When it starts July 4th, those are the hottest months. July, August, September. We get we are praying that October is already here because that's when we get our first cold front that brings it down to 80. That's a cool front for us, you know. Exactly. Wait for them 120s to set in. Exactly. That's in Arizona. I mean, we get up to 103, 104 with heat index about 115, 117. Arizona gets it. That's the actual temperature, the 120s. I know because I've traveled through Arizona and I've been to Arizona where it was 115 and that was the degrees. I was like, is that index? No, that's not the heat index, my brother. That's the temperature. Lord have mercy, but oh boy, I thought South Texas was bad. Nah, I'm good. I'm going back where it's humid. I mean, it's the same thing, but I'm going back. I'm going back home. But we in it together. Weather for gardening, people say it's perfect. That's why farmers have so much. 120 is a normal August day. See what I'm saying? That's why farming is so is such a hard industry to be in. Farming, cattle, it's such a hard thing. That's why a drought is so bad for people. And here we are trying to just have a garden. Could you imagine the people that actually do this for a living? Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of work. When I was in college, I did a piece on watermelons on people on a farmer growing watermelons. Uh, that's a tough job. I went at 6 a.m. in the morning to take pictures of the people picking watermelons. I asked them how they knew what the watermelon was. They showed me how that little piggy tail on the watermelon, what color it's supposed to be, so they can cut it. And then I knew the owner of the watermelon, and I worked for him for a while. He used to pay me so that I could take the tractor trailer on the field. I used to drive the tractor trailer while the guys were picking the watermelon and putting them on the trailer. They used to have three guys on one side, three guys on the other. And that watermelon would come from one, two, three, to the two guys on each side of the on the trailer and placing the watermelon on the trailer about 5 stacks high, like a triangle, like a pyramid actually. And then I was just driving the a tractor with the trailer attached to it, very slow on that, and then turning it and coming back the other way. And then they were still picking up the watermelons, just put it on there. Then I would take the trailer to another site, and that's where they would take those watermelons on that trailer and put them on an 18-wheeler. There was a weight station. They would weigh the trailer there, and then that trailer would take off north, and that's how he would get paid by the pounds, how much pounds of watermelon he would sell. Tried growing watermelons here, but the plant died from the weather, and the watermelons didn't mature enough. They were kind of sweet, but had to toss them. I hear you. My dad grew watermelons. He grew the small ones. The first ones, they some were okay and some were bad. Uh, he the same thing happened to him. But I think my mom said this. I wasn't there, but my mom said that the first time he tried, I think the weather had a lot to do with it. It was so hot that they came out real. They were just. She said it was just the inside when they opened it. It just did it. They just looked dry. They were dry. They didn't have that that the like the like the juice looking when you open up a watermelon. She just said you just had it, and then when you tried when you tried it again the second time around, they man as soon as you opened them, you could see the nice coloring, the color of the reddish pink color, and you could just when you cut it open and you tasted it, it was just sweet. But my dad was like, man, I'm only gonna grow him one. He grew him like 3 or 4 times, and I think the second and third batch was good, and the first and fourth batch was like no. So he just like, but he said those were one of the hardest things that he could grow were watermelons. Uh, One thing I learned when I went with the guy in the watermelon, you have to have. He would get honeybees. He would get a beekeeper to bring honeybees and put them on. He had like 1,800 or uh 2,800 acres, I think it was, not 1,800, like 2,800 acres where he grew all. It was all watermelon. So on each, I think each 200, 500 acres or 300 acres, he had a stack of the boxes of bees where he had honeybee. The keeper had to bring honeybees and put them on stacks of different way because the honeybees go and they find the flowers and they pollinate all that, and it helps the watermelons grow sweeter. I don't know how, but it helps the watermelons. So the honeybees help help the growth of the pollination. The pollination of the flowers help the growth of the watermelons. So he had to make sure that he had honeybees flying all over there, so the watermelons would grow better. And I was like, wow, did not know that. But that's what I learned from growing watermelons. But I used to take watermelons to school. I had a 1989 Suburban, an old tank, I called it, my tank, and I would fill it up with watermelons. Eat says mom and dad had watermelons for days. And I would give watermelons away to all of my professors and instructors. I'd give them, hey, here's the watermelon, here's the watermelon. They were like, are you selling them? I said, yeah, I sell them, but here's the. But I would give one away, and it would be caught up to them, and then I would sell the watermelons for like $3 or 2 for $5, and I mean, I was making money. So the guy, the owner, his name was Randy Ashley. It was Ashley Farms. He gave me a choice. He goes, I can feel your back of your Suburban with free watermelons, all of them, and that back of the thing held a bunch of watermelons, or I could pay you money for being. I said, nah, just fill up the back of the water, the back. He goes, smart man. He goes, yeah, I'll sell them. I'd go out and I'd sell all the watermelon. I'd make a little stand and I'd sell all the watermelons. And people knew me already. As soon as they saw me, hey, you got any watermelons? I'd sell all the neighborhood. I'd sell all the teachers, and I'd sold all the watermelons. So I'd make a bunch of money. That was my college money. That was where I worked. And then during the summertime, well, it was about this time. The watermelons were growing in March, April, May, and June. So that's when he would grow at about this time. They sold the farm already. his father passed and his mother passed, so they sold the farm. But anyway, we sold all that. I mean, they sold all that, but I helped them with all that, and I made I made pretty good money, and I learned a lot about growing watermelons at that time. And the honeybees had a lot to do with it. I didn't know that. The sad part, I was allergic to honeybees, but I mean, well, I'm allergic to bees, but I'm allergic to the sting. But we didn't have any problem with it. I mean, I had a good time. Be right back. Got to help the munchkin. No problem. But my thing was, we had I had a lot of information on how that for my I had to do a slideshow of it, and I did that. And some of the guys worked their butts off, and I helped them out there. I was out there picking watermelons for with them, and it was a tough job. These guys worked hard, but they loved me, man. They saw me helping them, and those guys were pretty cool guys, man. I brought them tacos one morning, and they thought I was like awesome because I was one of them. I wasn't. I didn't think they knew I wasn't any better than them, and I knew I wasn't better than them, and I told them that they were great people, and they were good people. So my thing is that these people work hard for all of us, just so we can have a watermelon. And I was selling watermelon left and right, and I ate watermelon every darn day, man. I'd put one in the refrigerator, and man, I'd eat that damn thing. Oh my God, I ate watermelon for days. But I loved it. I loved the part that I could help people. I gave a lot of them away, though. I gave my neighbors a lot of watermelon. I gave people watermelon. Eats, I had watermelons all the time. Uh, but I had fun doing that. I had a great time. I sold a lot of watermelons. I was the watermelon man. But I had a fun time. I had a lot of fun. I had people coming over and asking me, where'd you get them? I said, I'm working for a friend of mine. And I had a fun time. Uh, but I learned about pollination. Pollination helps for uh, uh, for growing plants, for growing obviously for growing for farming. Uh, and it was one of my it was for school. It was one of my things that I did for school. And everybody was so hush hush. It was so quiet when I showed that I had to go up to the class and I had to show the slideshow of that. And my professor thought it was one of the best things that I had done. And he was he loved it. He was a veteran too, but he thought it was, and not because I did it. It was because what I did and where I went to go do it. And he thought it showed a lot of uh what was it? He used the word, I forgot what the word was, but he just thought it showed a lot of uh I forgot the word he used, but he just thought it showed the culture down here, especially in South Texas. It's a lot of immigrants that work hard in the fields, and for me to be in the middle of that and actually do it, he just thought that was a great thing that I did for them. That I was in the middle of that and actually did the actual work and felt what they did and how they did it. But I learned more than just doing a project for school. I learned that farming is not something that is easy or that farmers do because, oh, my dad did it and, it's an easy job and I make a lot of money. No, it's not about because they don't make the money easy. True, they make decent money, but they gotta hope that those 6 or 7 months that they farm out of the year, they gotta hope that five, 6, 5, 6 months that they work hard to harvest and to tiller all that farm, all that land that they have to get ready to farm is ready, and it's the soil and everything is ready to be farmed, and that the crop shows up for March, April, May, June, July, August, and all those 7, 8, 6, 8 months. They hope that they did the right job the last 5, 6 months so that it prospers in the next 6, 7 months so they can make the money that they put into it. Because they put a lot of money into that so that they can see it. The old reap what you sow, so to speak. It's just like when we go out there, when I go out there and start gardening, I hope I reap what I sow. It's like in anything in life, when you do something good, you hope that you reap what you sow. You hope that whatever you plant, the old saying, well, you plant the seed and you watch it grow. You hope that your kids grow up to be good kids because you taught them well. Well, you hope that if I plant tomatoes, I hope that my tomatoes grow ripe and they grow good to eat. My cucumbers, my lettuce, my broccoli, my squash, my zucchini, apple, whatever corn, watermelons, whatever you're gonna plant. You hope you reap what you sow. What I hope that whatever I plant grows good, and that's what the farmers did. That's what the farmers do. They hope that you do something well, and that they do well when they get all their farming land ready to plant, and they hope that the water comes when they need it. Even though they have irrigation systems, sometimes it's not enough. They still need they still need water from good old Mother Nature, so to speak. And if it doesn't come, it's not good. But if too much comes, it's not good either. So you gotta try to balance it out. It's darn if you do and darn if you don't. So some farmers have a great thing, and then you got cattle. It's the same thing as ranching. You need that farm, you need that land, you need that good grass. Man, it's just, oh my God, it's just like everything in life. You have to have a balance. You, in general, we have to have a balance. We're trying to balance our life with kids and with schoolwork and with work itself and with house cleaning, with taking laundry, with doing laundry, with cooking, with teaching school, do whatever you got to do. You got to find that balance, and you got to find a balance with not being stressful, not being uh, 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 I don't know, just you got to find a balance with yourself, with not being frustrated and not being angry, not being and maybe gardening is your stress release. Maybe playing video games is your stress release. Maybe walking is your stress release. I don't know. You find something. Working out, you find something that's a stress release. So you got to balance yourself off. If gardening and planting and flowering and doing something like that is your stress release, then do it. And some people don't care whether the plants die or not. They just enjoy being out there doing something. Then do it. But if it does die and you want to find out how, then join us and let's find out together. It's a journey, like Red said. We go on this journey together so that we can find out what is going on, with our planting, and why isn't it working. We'll just Google it ourselves and figure it out, and we'll just move on. That's all we can do. That's all we will do. We can't. Sometimes things just happen, and we gotta just take a deep breath, let it out, and say, all right, let's go head on. Let's figure it out. What's the problem? Find a solution, and let's fix it. May take days, may take a couple hours, may take weeks, may take months, may take years, but we got to figure it out. But we got to get it. We got to get it head on. We got to hit it. We got to do it. We can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. We got to keep going. You know why? Because that's who you are and that's who we are. We got to make it happen. That's a cup of JoJo, man. That's the way we got to do it. We got to look at it that way. I've been hit with so many surgeries, and I keep on trucking. I keep on moving. Next one is next Wednesday, and I got to keep on going. I got a knee surgery coming up. If everything goes well, it'll be on Wednesday. I got to go on Monday. I got to pick up my my paperwork on Monday morning. Got to go to the hospital. Got to get admitted. They got to do the pre-admission, and then on Wednesday, everything happens. And then I should be home by Wednesday afternoon. Should be home. If I'm not, I'll stay in the hospital for a day or two, whatever. If I am, then I don't know. I'll be home whenever they tell me I can be home. But I should be home Wednesday afternoon. And then by Thursday, we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. A week from then, I should start therapy. And I don't know how long that's going to last. Sometimes it lasts 6 to 8 weeks. And sometimes you go 2 sessions. So I'm looking at about 16 weeks of therapy. And then from there, we start trying to get back into it. But until then, we got to keep going. You know, number 8. That's all I got to tell you, man. That's, I hate surgery, but we got to, I've had my ups and downs. We all have them. And I'm not the only one. And I don't want pity. I don't feel sorry. No. All I want is good vibes from y'all, just like I give y'all good vibes. I think that everybody needs to have good vibes from everybody else. I think this negativity stuff that people have against each other needs to stop. We need to quit being so ugly to each other and just smile and be nice to each other. We need to help each other out because one day you're going to need the help. And if you've been ugly to people, you're going to feel it because they're not going to help you. But pour the love, man. Pour the love out. Help people out. Because I guarantee you, you're going to need that one day. And if you have been pouring it out, you're going to be so surprised how people are going to look at you and say, I got you. Don't worry. We're here for you. You know why? Because you've been there for them. So whatever has happened in the past, say, sometimes you just got to let it go and you just got to say, you know what? Bygones be bygones. Let's call a truce. And you know what? Don't get me wrong. I know. There's times where you just got to, nope, that's just the way it is. Okay, fine. But there's other people in your life that you just got to look at them and say, you know what? We are good. Everything's okay. We just got to get past this. And we're going to be okay. Quit fighting with each other. Because we're going to need each other sooner or later. I tell my wife all the time, we will need each other. Like I need her, she needs me. And we try to help each other. We don't try, we help each other. But I'm talking about everything else. I'm talking about everything that's happening in this world. It's just so negative sometimes. I don't even want to turn on TV. I'd rather listen to somebody else talk on stream than watch TV. Isn't that is our life now. And that is so much happier for me to listen to someone else talk than to watch all the negativity on television. Because all people want is money or tell you lies or tell you that you're worthless or tell you that You are just nobody. And goddamn, I am, man. I am somebody. And excuse my language, excuse my French, however you want to say it. But I am somebody. You are somebody. And quit having people tell you that you're not. So if you want to plant flowers, if you want to plant an ivy, if you want to plant fruit, vegetables, then by golly, do it. Where if they die, they die. So what? Then do it again until you learn to do it right. That's all I gotta say. That's all. That's all I'm saying, though. I mean, that's what I mean. That's all I'm saying. Do it until you get it right. Learn until you do it right. That's how I learned things. That's how I learned how to cook. I burnt a lot of stuff, but then I figured it out. I'm gonna learn how to garden until I do it right. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I just hope I live long enough to learn how to garden the right way. That's all I'm saying. I hope I live long enough to garden the right way so that I can learn to do it the right way. Gardening and hope that they live. Garden, roses. If I could plant roses, you know how much money I can save? Lord have mercy. Every birthday, every Mother's Day. Oh, Lord, every day. I'd go cut a rose and just give it to my wife and tell her, hey, I fell in love with you today, girl. Shit, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Man, what woman wouldn't love that? I'm just telling you. Hey, I'm just saying. Do the right thing, man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. See? I mean, and it's not about the money. I could buy a rose. I could buy roses all the time, but if you planted it, you know how much more it would mean to your wife, to your girlfriend, to your boyfriend, to your significant other. It doesn't matter who you're with. But you know how much it would mean just to a friend to say, hey, this was for you because you deserve it. That's it. That's it. Think about it. Do what you enjoy. It's fun. I'm doing what I enjoy. I love doing this. People may not enjoy watching me, but I don't care. I'm not asking you. It doesn't matter to me. Because the people that do watch me are the people that do enjoy watching it. And the people that come and view it, obviously, are the people that want to view it. So, if you don't want to watch me, if you don't want to view it, then don't. I'm not asking you to. So it's cool with me. You got to find what you want to do. And if this is not one of the things you want to look at or view it, or it's okay. I'm cool with it. As long as I'm all right with it. I'm still going to keep going, and I'm still going to sleep good at night, so it doesn't really matter. My thing is this. You have to do what you want to do. And if you're happy with it, I'm happy with it. So, we're both happy. You know what I'm saying? I think people misunderstand that people stream so that everybody can watch them. To a point, yes. But it doesn't mean you're the one that has to watch them. It doesn't matter. People do this because they want to do this. I stream because I want to do this. Cup of JoJo is because I'm JoJo, I'm Papa JoJo, and I'm Cup of JoJo. That's why I do it. Okay? So, my thing is this. Putting everything aside, we talked today about just about everything under the sun. I know we go off, and that's just the way it is. It's called just chatting, but this is why we do this. We talked about planting, gardening, hopefully to keep them alive. We want to keep our plants alive. Some of us are having problems with that. I will probably have a problem with that. but I'm okay with that. Some of us have cactuses and they don't have to water them. Am I right? Love you, Dragon. You know I do. But the thing is that we don't have to water a cactus. I wish I had cactus. I didn't have to water it. So, I'm just messing with her. She knows I love her. And we have a great time. Last night we had a wonderful time with our awesome friend. We played Fortnite, won a few games. But Dragon is awesome because she actually played a good game. She played, well, I don't know, maybe one or two good games out of 100,000 games that we played yesterday. Yes, it was fun. It was awesome last night. When you did awesome, she saved our butts a few times, and my wife saved our butts a few times. I said, well, we all had a great time. We all had great fun. It was awesome. We hadn't played in so much time, in so long. But when we do get together, this is what I mean. When we get together, it's fun because we want to do it. We don't care if we lose. We don't care if we're as soon as we land, we get we did. Wait, why didn't you kill him? Or why didn't you kill him? Well, you didn't do anything. And then we laugh about it. I lost my crown because of them, but you know, she told me I was gonna lose my crown, and sure enough, I lost my crown because of Dragon. And I blame a dragon. I'm just joking. But we had a fun time and we just laughed and we laughed and laughed and laughed. Because when I lost my crown, and I have to tell you the story, we went over there and I told Dragon, I have a crown and I'm going to lose it. She goes, well, we're going to lose it. And I said, Lord, the crazy part is we all got shot and we all we were done. We got killed. And at that time, there was just a silence. For a short split second, we all just got quiet. And then we all just started laughing. I mean, it was silence because we just see the crown on the floor. And it just got, like right now, just silence. And then we just started laughing our butts off. And I'm sorry. No, you're not. You're not sorry, Dragon. You're not sorry. You said I was going to lose my crown. And we just start blah, 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 blah. We laughing and laughing and laughing. But it was fun. It's memories. But then we got back on our horse, won a few games. And we ended up, our last game, we won the game. And then they went to go play the imposters, and we laughed and joked and whatever. And we had a good time. But it was great. Why? Because we're playing with our family friend, Dragon, and, well, not our family friend. We were playing with our sister, and we loved it. And she's our family, and we love her, and we just had a great time. And she sometimes gets lost in the game. We're asked, Dragon, oh, what's going on? Whatever. Oh my God, she's just, yeah, well, we have to take care of her. I did hit her with the car, I think with a tank a couple times. And I apologize for that, Dragon. I didn't mean to run you over with a tank. Once, twice. Maybe I did mean to run her over. I don't know. I did run her over with the car a couple times. Also, you know what? Maybe I did do it self-consciously. I don't know, Dragon. I really do apologize for running you over. I didn't mean to. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway. There's the car. Oh my God. We just had a great time. It was funny. Oh, we had the best time last night. We had a blast. But we had a blast, and anyway. But be right back. We just had a doorbell ring. We just got something delivered. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, we had a delivery, so I had to take it from the door. But anyway, we had a blast and everything. But this is where I will conclude. I will finish off here. I want to say thank you, Dragon. I appreciate it. As always, my wife always orders stuff that I don't know. I'm just kidding. Or am I? Anyway, I'm just kidding, but we got a delivery. Uh, I want to say thank you to everybody for stopping by. Thank you for everybody that is watching. Thank you for watching my stream. If you followed, I want to thanks for the follow. Thanks for anybody who has stopped by and viewed. Thanks for all the views that I've been having on this on Cup of Jojo. Whatever, just don't open the boxes. You see what I'm saying? Don't let me open the boxes. Anyway, I threw it in the trash. Anyway, but just kidding. I want to thank everybody that has come by and viewed. Thank you for following. Thank you for showing up. We talked a lot of things today. On Monday, I will not. I don't know if I will do it, depending how long I stay for admissions. To pre-admit myself to the hospital for Wednesday. I gotta go Monday morning to my doctor and then pick up some paperwork and then go to the hospital. So if I do it, I'll probably do it later on in the afternoon. But I will let y'all know. It will let y'all know if I do it, depending what time it is. If I don't, I will come back on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, Ito will let y'all know what's going on. Uh, uh, she and my son will be waiting for me, and then we'll go from there. So anyway, I'd like to thank everybody that has come by. I love y'all. Thank you for showing up. This is Papa Jojo for Cup of Jojo. Y'all have a wonderful day. We love y'all. I love y'all. And I send lots of great vibes to y'all. Lots of energy. And you know me. Uh, Take care of yourself. And I will see you later. Have some awesome gardening. And I hope that y'all learned something today. I hope I taught a little bit. I don't know if I taught you anything. I just told y'all what I learned from my mom and dad and things that I've thought maybe we could do. But I will learn I will do gardening after I get ready, after I get better, after my knee surgery. And we will go through the updates and everything of what happened. But first, I need to fix up the stuff over there, where I'm gonna garden and all that good stuff. But anyway, y'all take care of yourselves. Love y'all, and until next time, this is Papa Jojo. As always, remember, always be positive, and always look for the good in others, and always look for the good in yourself. Love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later. This is Papa Jojo for Cup of Jojo. I'm out. Bye.